Back with us inside Florida Citrus Bowl Stadium. Baylor and North Carolina about to kick it off in the 2015 Russell Athletic Bowl. Glad you're with us wherever you're listening. JJ, we're about ready to kick it off, but let's get your keys to the game tonight. How are the Bears going to get that 10th win of the season over North Carolina?
And, John, this will be one of the toughest wins for Baylor this season. This is a very good team. The first thing is the turnover, John. 15 turnovers. We've talked about it ad nauseum. 15 turnovers in 4 games. Well, that's not the big thing. The big thing is we only created 3. So if you only create 3 and you have 15, I'm surprised that we didn't get to be about 4 touchdowns. So win the turn is the first thing. That goes without saying. Today, unfortunately, I'm going to say shrink the clock, run the rock. Because you're playing against an explosive team. You're missing several starters. You're missing your starting tailback, your starting quarterback, your starting receiver. You want to run the ball and control the clock. And the last thing is you have to get Marquise Williams on the ground. He's a dual threat player, completes passes at a 60%, 61% clip. He also runs the ball, rushing for over 11 TDs. It's going to be incumbent on Taylor Young, Grant Campbell, and Trayvon Blanchard to get Marquise on the ground. They do those 3 things well. Baylor will come out with that win, number 10.
You mentioned Trayvon Blanchard. He'll be one of the keys for the Bears defensively tonight. Trayvon, we asked him what do he expect, what do they expect from this North Carolina offense tonight?
After a first down, usually they'll go tempo. They won't huddle up or anything. They do a good job of spreading the field horizontally to throw vertically. So we have to hold up in coverage right there and just keep the quarterback uncomfortable. He's a mobile quarterback, so he likes to run, so we just have to keep him uncomfortable.
It's Trayvon Blanchard, one of the starters for the Bears. Give you the North Carolina defensive starters in a moment. Kick is away. It is over the head of Ishmael Zamora. Will bounce out the back of the end zone. Nick Weiler is the kicker for North Carolina. Here are their starters defensively for these Tar Heels. 11-2 on the year, 8-1 they finish in the ACC. The defensive front, Mikey Bart. We'll see who starts at 1 tackle. Nazir Jones is out. Could be Robert Dinkins or Tyler Powell at 1 tackle. Justin Thomason at the other tackle. DeJuan Drennan at the end position. Cason Collins at linebacker. Jeff Schottmer from Dallas Jesuit College Prep at the middle linebacker spot. And Shaquille Rashad, their leading tackler, at the other linebacker. Give you the others in a moment. First snap back to Johnson. A lot of time in the pocket. He's going to scoot forward and get out to the 27, 28-yard line. 3-yard gain on that first down carry. Secondary for North Carolina, Des Lawrence and MJ Stewart are the corners. Donnie Miles and Dominique Green are the safeties. Green starting for Sam Smiley. Here's next snap for the Bears. Johnny Jefferson scoots through, and he's got a first down. Out to the 42-yard line is Johnny Jefferson.
Well, Chris did a great job on the first play, John. He did have Jay Lee to his left, but he didn't see it soon enough, so he just tucked it and ran, picked up positive yardage.
Quick tempo. Here's Johnson going deep. Left side, it is overthrown, trying to hit Chris Platt down the left sideline. So the Bears not shy about going deep there, but the incompletion will leave them 2nd and 10 from their own 42-yard line, just underway in the first quarter.
Well, what you want to show North Carolina early is the speed quotient, and that's what you got to think. Just because that's incomplete, it's not bad. Chris Platt actually did kind of get beyond the safety, and now those guys know, hey, look, these guys really can run, so you have that threat. Now here's an important 2nd and 10.
Snap back to Johnson, fakes a handoff. He's going to keep it. He's out to the 45-yard line, no further. 3-yard gain on the carry. And that'll leave the Bears behind the sticks a little bit. 3rd down and 7 from their own 45. Playing with tempo, and here's Jefferson. He'll take the direct snap, looking for room. He's to the 50 and down right there. It's going to be short by a couple of yards of the first down marker. Our first look at the Wildcat, and it looks like the Bears are going to go for it. It's 4th down and 2 from midfield. Jefferson again in the shotgun. Takes the direct snap, looking for a hole. He's through it. He's got a first down. He's all the way to the North Carolina 35. The Bears convert on 4th down and 2.
And, John, that's how they can go quickly. With Chris in the game, having wide receiver experience, and Baylor showed that Wildcat a lot, and we knew they were going to use it. You don't have to change personnel and signal to North Carolina. Fantastic series of calls there by Kendall Bryant.
New set of downs for the Bears, and somebody jumps. Jay Lee jumps offside from the far side.
Offense number 4. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And with Chris as a young quarterback, this is one thing Baylor has to focus on. We really didn't do as good of a job of this late in the season. We had a lot of 1st and 15s, penalties at inopportune times. So you can't have that because you have a young quarterback. 1st and 15 is much tougher than it was when you had the other guys in.
All right, here's our third quarterback. Devin Chafin will take a direct snap here, but here's another penalty before the ball is snapped.
Ball start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And we saw a few of those, John, where it's Kyle Fuller, our center. What he's doing is I think he's lifting the ball, and when he gets ready and gets set, if he lifts that ball at all, and a lot of guys do it, but sometimes I think that's a point of emphasis for that umpire to watch what that center's doing with that ball.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left side. It is Devin Chafin set to take the direct snap at quarterback. Now Lynx Hawthorne comes and lines up in the backfield. It looks like he'll take the snap. So a lot of chicanery there, and it is Hawthorne who takes the snap, bobbles it, rolls right, looking to throw, now looking to run, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage after the 2 penalties. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 20 for the Bears, and the line of scrimmage is the North Carolina 45-yard line. Give him a yard there as it's just outside the 44. Look at this lineup. 4 receivers right, 1 left. Snap back to Hawthorne. He'll run it. He's tackled just inside the 40. So a 5-yard gain on that carry. Boy, we've seen a lot of formations, a lot of different formations already.
Well, John, in bowl games, you show a lot of stuff early. And here's the big thing. With Chris Johnson in, and he's your only quarterback, you just some hits you don't want him to take because you want him to make the whole game coming off concussive symptoms. So
snap the ball back to Johnson, but the center judge was trying to hold play to allow North Carolina to sub, I believe. Zamora came off to the near side, then came back
delay
on.
Of game delay. The offense was not set. Repeat, 3rd down.
It's a delay of game delay.
Well, that's different. First time I heard of that one.
But no penalty yardage,
no
so that's good.
yardage.
So now the Bears line up. This will be an every down watch for us, is who's taking the snap at quarterback. Right now it's Chris Johnson and Devin Chafin back there as the Bears look at 3rd down and 14. Johnson, time in the pocket. Now flushed. Now looking to run to the 35 and knocked down there at the 35-yard line. 5-yard gain by Johnson, but 4th down and 10 coming up for the Bears. See what they do here, kind of in no man's land at the 35-yard line.
And I was going to say that, John. I think the thing that Chris has to understand on that play, and he did the right thing, is coach is going to go for this. You know he is because where you are. Just get some yards and then open it up and give your chance an opportunity on 4th down.
4th down and 9, swing pass right side in the hands of Chafin. He's not going to get near the 1st down yardage. He's bumped out of bounds on the near side. Chafin out of bounds, and the ball will go over on downs to North Carolina. So the Bears, once on that possession, went for it on 4th down. They converted.
Has to stay out of the game for 1 play due to his helmet coming off during play. 1st down.
And then the Bears go for it on 4th down and 9. They're unable to convert. North Carolina takes over at their 31. The helmet came off of Dominique Green, their free safety, starting in place of Sam Smiley. And Green has to leave for a play, but the defense is going off anyway. So here come the Tar Heels on offense, Bears on defense. Beginning from their own 31, Marquise Williams, the quarterback. Big guy, 6'2", 225-pounder, runs it to the right side, and he is met and planted by the All-American Andrew Billings.
Billings had a great season, John, on that play. I mean, North Carolina's just running a quarterback sweep, a quarterback power, and Billings does a great job of working right to left, getting penetration and making Marquise Williams protect himself after a 1-yard gain.
Gain of a yard leaves North Carolina 2nd and 9. Pass right side is caught on the far side of the field by Quinshawn Davis. He's their leading receiver on the year, 6'4" senior from Gaffney, South Carolina. That's a gain of about 6. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Tar Heels.
And Tar Heels, you know, if you watch them, you look at the stats of the guys. I mean, a lot of solid receivers, but mostly possession guys. Not that they can't go deep, but they've done a great job of running underneath routes.
Here's the 3rd down play. A lot of time in the pocket. He pumps, short pass, caught at the 40. It'll be a 1st down, and no more than that. Tackle made by Trayvon Blanchard. Short pass. to Switzer, Ryan Switzer. He's their outstanding punt returner. But just sort of a dump off, JJ, that was good enough for the first down.
Well, Baylor went to 3-man line. We have the 3-man line in right now, and we didn't bring any pressure. So Marquise Williams had a lot of time to analyze the defensive coverage.
First down play, pitch to Elijah Hood, running right. He is out to the 49-yard line. That is a 6-yard gain on first down by Hood. He's run the ball for 104 yards per game, second leading rusher of the ACC. 6 foot, 220-pound sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. Second down and 6 for the Tar Heels, traveling right to left. First quarter, no score. Fake the handoff, pressure. Oakman hit Marquise Williams as he threw the ball away. A legal hit, and the pass was incomplete over the middle.
Yeah, Marquise Williams trying to go to his left, to his slot receiver. And one thing that's really actually good for the defensive backfield is our corner should know that they can run with these guys. It's really, it's a different team than the Big 12. Not that they're not fast, but they don't have any speed burners. So on that play, he did a great job of staying with that slot receiver.
Big play here. It's third down and 3 for the Tar Heels. They're at their own 49-yard line. Bears turned it over on downs, their first possession. Tar Heels, their first offensive possession of the night. Snap back, pressure from Oakman. Marquise Williams gets away. Pass, that one is caught at the 34-yard line. Mac Hollins with the catch for North Carolina. And a big first down, 15-yard gain, and a new set of downs for North Carolina.
It's just great. It's great protection. Sean did get immediate pressure. He did an inside move, got inside, almost got the ball out of Marquise's hands. But Marquise, like a veteran did, he kept his patience, stayed patient.
First down play, deep ball to the end zone. It's incomplete. Hollins, the intended receiver for North Carolina. They went deep that time. It was Xavier Howard on pass defense for the Bears.
Yeah, but so on the previous play, Marquise Williams did a great job of just waiting, avoiding the rush, and then finally just finding that dig route on his left side. On that last play, you can see the difference. Xavier Howard didn't have a problem staying with Mac Hollins, the tall receiver, but it was almost a great throw from Marquise Williams.
From the 33, second down and 10 for North Carolina. There's Marquise Williams, the keeper. Scampers off to the right side, an 11-yard gain and a first down. Boy, there's the versatility of Marquise Williams. He is third in ACC history and for rushing touchdowns and career rushing yards by a quarterback, rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. So you can see he is very dangerous with his arm or his feet.
And John, he's a big kid, 6'2", 225, nice size. He runs well, he throws it well, and it's going to be a challenge, and those linebackers really have to watch their keys.
New set of downs from the 22. Pass right side of the end zone. It is incomplete. Thrown out of bounds. Washington, the intended receiver. Damian Washington.
And you'll watch our guys. I mean, even on that play, Ryan Reed, I mean, he was running with the receiver. Marquise Williams tried to go back shoulder to number, I think that was Mr. Davis, Quinshawn Davis, but no connection.
So second down and 10 from the 22 for North Carolina. Scoreless first quarter. Got 10 minutes and looking for a clock. 9:37 to play here in the first quarter. Tar Heels take their time at the line of scrimmage now. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Snap back to Williams. Looking left, rolling right. Lot of time. Short pass right side is caught. Flag down. Touchdown North Carolina. But a flag is thrown. I think this one might be coming back.
Well, it depends on it. I believe he stepped out of bounds by accident. And the question is, in college, if you're forced out, you can come back in and touch the ball. So I'm not sure. They threw the flag. The question will be, here's a call.
Illegal touching of a pass. Offense number 14. Went out of bounds on his own. It was the first to touch the pass. Lost it down at the previous spot. Third down.
And I think he barely went out of bounds, but Ryan Reed was on him on that side. He released outside, stepped out of bounds on his own. So when he went out on his own, wasn't forced out, he cannot be the first to touch the ball. And that was the case there. And it's a great break for Baylor. Leaves North Carolina 3rd and 10. And already this afternoon, if we can get this stat monitor working, I believe they're 2 of 2 on third down.
Tell me if you get that going there. 9:26 to play, first quarter. So now third down and 10 for North Carolina. They're at the Baylor 22-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, actually 3 to the left side. 1 man in a slot. It's a tight end, Brandon Fritz. Snap back, short pass, And Switzer makes the catch, and he's down, but he's got a first down at the 11. It was 3rd down and 10. They got 11 yards, moved the chains. 1st and 10, North Carolina. They've reached the Baylor 11.
A great combination route. 2 receivers to his left, and Switzer was the 2nd receiver to his left. They just ran a switch route. Nice throw and catch.
Quick tempo, quick handoff. T.J. Logan off the left side. 3 yards on the carry. Logan the backup to Elijah Hood, 5'10 junior from Greensboro, North Carolina. Let's go down to Ricky Thompson on the Baylor sideline.
JJ, you're right. As you watch this North Carolina team, they do not have a great deal of speed, or not the speed we're used to seeing anyway. So the Bears are running well with them. If they stop this running game and don't let the quarterback shake loose on quarterback runs, they should be in good shape.
Here's Marquise Williams to the goal line, and it's incomplete and nearly intercepted. Intended for Fritz, the tight end. Chance was there and had it sail through his hands right at the goal line. So the incompletion will bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Tar Heels. They're at the Baylor 9-yard line.
Well, Brandon Fritz, the tight end to his left, the redshirt freshman, he did the wrong thing. He stopped his route, and Marquise Williams was looking for him to continue and almost hit the Baylor defender in the chest with the ball.
Here's a big play. 3rd down and 8 from the 9. Marquise Williams pressured in the pocket, throws to the end zone, caught by Fritz. Touchdown, North Carolina. Brandon Fritz, his 4th touchdown of the season. He got open right side of the end zone, and it was just an easy toss by Marquise Williams, who was able to avoid some pressure. The pocket sort of collapsing around him, but he stayed really cool in there and then made the touchdown throw.
Well, John, on that one, Taylor Young had Fritz. He had him, and Fritz came out and did like a hitch route like he's going to stay there, but then he continued on, and Taylor was looking back into the backfield. And I think the thing for Coach Bennett is going to be, he sees that this is a veteran quarterback, and if you give him time, it seems like his guys are finding the hole. So he's going to have to mix pressure, looks like, to stop Marquise.
Nick Weiler is the kicker. Good snap, good hold, and he puts the extra point on the board. With 8:37 to play, North Carolina has drawn first blood here in the 2015 Russell Athletic Bowl. It's North Carolina 7, Baylor nothing on the Baylor IMG Sports Network.
Produced points on this drive. Marquise Williams has shown why he is was one of the top quarterbacks in the ACC. He was only 5 of 9 on that drive for 48 yards, but the big thing is 3rd down conversions. Veteran quarterbacks make plays or find a way to get their guys in position to make plays. 4 of 4 on 3rd downs and made 1 3rd and 10. So Baylor 0-2 so far. So the question is going to be how Coach Bennett balances putting pressure on him and making sure you try to make sure you keep him corralled.
Nick Weiler is the kicker for North Carolina. Boots it away. Ishmael Zamora 2 yards deep. Far side of the end zone will take a knee, and the Bears will begin at their own 25. Scoring summary for North Carolina on their first possession of the night. 13 plays, 69 yards, 3:11 off the clock. That tells us, as you said, JJ, 4 of 4 on 3rd downs on that drive. North Carolina goes up 7-0 on the Bears. Scoring summaries brought to you by the Bruner Auto family. A huge selection of factory-certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Find your factory-certified ride at BrunerAutoFamily.com.
And I think from the first drive we saw, I believe Baylor can run the ball successfully on this North Carolina defense. And then that's going to open up the ability for K.D. Cannon, who's in the slot right now, to get open deep and other plays like that.
Chris Johnson at quarterback for the Bears. He takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Devin Chafin. Chafin 3 yards upfield to the 28. As he tested the middle there. Again, Baylor playing without Pat Colbert at right tackle. Blake Muir is over at that right tackle spot. Snap back to Johnson. He's going to run it himself. He's out for a first down. Well, depending on the spot.
Just short, John.
Yeah, they're going to spot him just short. He actually fell over the line, but they'll spot him just short. So 3rd down and half a yard for the Bears. Now it's Chafin in the backfield. He'll take the direct snap. He's got the first down. Trying to move that pile forward for another few inches. 2-yard gain out to the 38. Throw a 3-yard gain and a first down for the Bears.
And I think Coach Kendall's found something. We've never seen Baylor really do this, and I know now, I think after that Texas game, I believe this may become a staple of his offense going forward.
Chris Johnson takes the snap, fakes a handoff. He's going deep, right sideline. K.D. Cannon, and he overthrew him. Cannon had a step, more than one step on those defensive backs.
3 steps, and that's the one difference. And I believe what North Carolina's finding out, and you want to hit, you got to hit one of those. But I think what North Carolina just found out is these guys can run. And you can tell the difference in speed between North Carolina and Baylor. On that one, KD just ran by both of them. He was at the safety before the guy turned around and do it. So, but you got to convert those. Second down and 10.
Direct snap back to Devin Chafin. Starts up the middle, comes to the right side. He's out, and he's punished on the tackle. Down at the 43-yard line, a 5-yard gain there. So it'll leave the Bears third down and 5 from their own 43, trailing 7-0 to North Carolina. 7:25 to play, first quarter. Now it's Johnny Jefferson in the Wildcat. Boy, they are switching that up almost every play.
Well, this time I believe Chris came out of the game. At least I'm looking for him.
I don't see him out there. You're right.
I think he did come out.
A lot of times he'll just go to a receiver spot. Here's Davion Hall in motion. Snap back to Johnny Jefferson. Nowhere to run for Jefferson. He squirts across the 45 to the 46, but he's going to be short. Fourth down and a good 2.5 yards for the Bears. Boy, no sign of Drew Galitz to punt. Bears look like they're going to go for it.
And I think what Coach Browse is thinking, I think he's saying we're going to have to score points. Probably see if you can draw them off sides. If you can't draw them off sides, then you make that decision. But I think he knows he's going to have to score points, and he's trying to figure out ways to manufacture points now, knowing that he's playing a little short-handed this afternoon.
Third time in the first quarter. Bears go for it on fourth down. Johnny Jefferson passes the ball out to the left side. It's caught. And it's Ishmael Zamora. He's got a first down the far sideline. Johnny Jefferson showing his arm. It's a 25-yard gain as he connects with Ishmael Zamora.
Well, I'll tell you, that surprised the Dickens out of North Carolina defensive backs when they saw him throw it. I think they stood there.
Ball was fumbled forward, out of bounds. Ball will be brought back to the spot of the fumble. First down.
I think they had a chance to go make a play, but I think they were surprised he threw it. And it was a really good throw on a little wide receiver screen from Johnny Jefferson to Zamora.
Gain all the way to the 30-yard line, so the Bears convert on fourth down. First down and 10 from the 30. Here's Jefferson again in the shotgun. This time looks to run. Slowed up, bounces to the outside, and is bumped out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Johnny Jefferson showing his versatility in the Wildcat.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if Johnny can just show the ability to throw a little screen like that and then throw it, we know he can throw it deep because he threw it in the Texas game.
That's right,
John.
Last play.
That'll really make that Wildcat pretty effective this afternoon because actually the defensive backs have to cover.
Now it's Devin Chafin in the quarterback position as the Wildcat. He takes the direct snap, flips it to Katie Cannon. Running from right to left. Cannon is pushed out of bounds short of the first down marker at about the 22-yard line. So that'll leave the Bears 2 yards short. Third down and 2 from the North Carolina 22. Bears trailing 7-0.
And Baylor has to do it, getting these third short situations like we are now. They're 1 of 4. The last one they made on a short situation. And here Chafin in the Wildcat.
Chafin will run it off the left side. Good strong runner. I think he got it. Yeah. He did. He got inside the 20-yard line. He's in the HEB red zone. HEB, proud sponsor of Baylor football 2015. And that's a first down for the Bears. Boy, what a hodgepodge of formations.
Well, if you watch us in game 1 and then you watch it in game 13, you're thinking like, is this the same football team?
How about that? Now here's Terrence Williams in the Wildcat. Takes the snap, runs it up the middle. Good tough run. He's inside the 10-yard line. Terrence Williams, first time on the field tonight, takes the snap in the shotgun and runs it for, they're going to spot him just short of the first down marker, so just right at 9.5 yards.
And I think Kyle turned around and almost got ran over by Terrence Williams.
Williams again in the shotgun. He's got enough for a first down. He is pulled down at about the 8-yard line. So already in the first quarter, we've seen Chris Johnson, Devin Chafin, Johnny Jefferson, Lynx Hawthorne, and now Terrence Williams take snaps at either quarterback or Wildcat, however you want to refer to it. First and goal for the Bears. They've got it at the 7-yard line. Here is Lynx Hawthorne at quarterback. Fakes a handoff. Running right. He's got a block. Hawthorne is into the end zone. Touchdown, Baylor Bears. Lynx Hawthorne runs it in for the Baylor score. They're an extra point away from tying North Carolina.
Has to lead the game for one play. So there's helmet coming off through play.
Let's go down to Ricky on the Baylor sideline.
I tell you what, watch this, JJ. In the future, we were on the 5-yard line. The defensive back, the cornerback was lined up about a yard deep in the end zone. That would have been an easy throw, hitch, and touchdown there. We could make that play with links back there, so watch that one in the future.
Keep an eye on that. Good point, Ricky. Here's Chris Callahan on for the extra point. Snap from Jimmy Landis. Back to Cole Edmiston, and the kick is good by Callahan. He's 77 of 77 kicking extra points on the season. Well, how about that? The Bears piecework things together and drive it down the field for a score to tie North Carolina. 4:25 to play. First quarter from Orlando in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Baylor 7, North Carolina 7 here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network.
North Carolina will make adjustments, and then they'll also have to hit one of those deep passes just to keep that defense loose.
Give you the scoring summary right after the Baylor kickoff from left to right. Spencer Evans will do the honors for the Bears. Approaches the ball and kicks it from north to south. And the kick is out the back of the end zone. Good distance by Evans. That was a 13-play, 75-yard scoring drive by the Bears. 4 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. That's glacier-like for this Baylor offense. But you know what? It's a great plan. Try to shorten the game a little bit, and it ends in the end zone. The Bears tied up with North Carolina. Oklahoma, the two he mentioned most, and North Carolina did score. 75-yard drive, 69-yard drive of their own on their first possession. Bears have answered with a 75-yard scoring drive, and North Carolina has the ball beginning at their own 25-yard line. Marquise Williams, big senior quarterback, takes the snap in the shotgun. Rolls to the right side, running right, slowed up, and then finished off after a short 2 or 3 yard gain. Avion Edwards will get credit for that tackle for the Bears.
Well, and they run him like a tailback sometimes. They'll just count. They'll go like they went about 3-by-1 set, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He counts numbers inside, and if he has the numbers, he just runs the run play. If not, he throws it outside.
Smart guy, big guy, 6'2", 225. Here's Williams looking to throw on second down. Pumps once, backpedals a couple of steps, throws it, and it nearly intercepted. That was Avion Edwards again. And he left that throw really short. Avion nearly had the interception. Damian Washington was the intended receiver. But on the incompletion, it's 3rd down and 7 for North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina perfect on their first drive on 3rd downs. Baylor couldn't get off the field. And this is where you need your defense to make plays. And coach has the 3-man line. See if he brings any pressure or bring that 4th rusher to try to get pressure on the quarterback.
From the 28, here is Williams. Stands in the pocket, throws it right side. It's incomplete, but a flag is thrown.
Oh, that's a bad flag, too.
Yeah, I hate to see what's coming here. Ryan Reed was on pass defense. It was Quinshaw Davis, the receiver over there. So the officials are huddling to talk about it.
And the sad thing is, Ryan, he had one last tug, but that ball was shot over Quinshaw Davis's head about 10, 15 feet. And Ryan
Pass interference. Defense number 9. 15 yards to the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Ryan had one last little tug, it looked like, and he really didn't need. And that bails out North Carolina now, still perfect after they get that 3rd down conversion by penalty.
Oh, man. Instead, they would have been punting the ball away on 4th down and 7. But a first down on the penalty moves the ball out to the 43-yard line, their own 43. 3:52 to play. First quarter, Baylor and North Carolina 7 apiece. First down on the penalty. Snap back to Marquise Williams. Fake the handoff. Williams keeps. He gets to the 45. It's a pretty good fake there to Elijah Hood, and Sean Oatman bought it. He was going after Hood, and when he found out he didn't have the ball, he just kind of pushed him away like a rag doll. But minimal gain, only 2 yards to the 45 on the keeper by Williams.
Yeah, that was a true zone read. He was reading Jamal Palmer on that side, and Jamal gave him the pull signal.
Here's a pitch in the backfield to Hood, running to the near side, and he is slowed up and down. Grant Campbell makes the tackle. Less than a yard gain on that carry. The nose of the ball just across the 45. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Yeah, about 7.5 again for North Carolina.
Yeah, and they've been in several 3rd down and longs, and or medium 7, 6, 7, and 8, 10. And Marquise Williams, the senior quarterback, I believe on this down, coach has to find a way to put a little pressure on Marquise Williams. to get that ball out of his hands quickly.
Low snap back to him in the shotgun. Hit as he throws. Pass is caught, but well short of the first down marker. Pass complete on a crossing route, but Xavier Howard is there to make the tackle. Bug Howard made the catch. Big tight end for North Carolina, but only a 2-yard gain on that 3rd down and 7. So it's 4th down and 5 for North Carolina. They appear to be punting the ball away.
Well, that's one stop. That's one we needed, John. And Coach Bennett brought a little pressure off the edge that time. I couldn't see. I believe it was Taylor Young late, or it may have been Trevon Blanchard, but he brought him late and forcing Marquise Williams to get that ball out of his hands quickly.
Punt is away by Joey Mangili. Fair catch taken by the versatile Lynx Hawthorne, and the Bears have the ball back. So pretty good defensive stand there by the Bears. Talk about Lynx Hawthorne. He's done just a little bit of everything down the stretch for the Bears.
A little bit of everything. I mean, you know, since last spring, I've kind of done, I was holder, receiver, punt returner, and then, you know, as y'all saw last game, got a little quarterback action. So right now, just really trying to, you know, find my place.
It's Lynx Hawthorne for the Bears, willing to do whatever the coaches ask him to do.
Oh, that's a false
and
start.
here's another penalty as the Bears come to the line of scrimmage.
Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Yeah, and part of this is just being off several weeks, you know, the concentration level. But this is the one thing with the offense Baylor's running. It's just you can't have. I mean, we got away with it early in the season. I mean, you had Seth running a very efficient offense, or Jarrett. But now when we are down a few players, it's hard to overcome 1st and 15.
So back him up 5, line of scrimmage now the 12-yard line. It's Johnny Jefferson at quarterback. Gus Penning in a slot off to the right side in the backfield for the Bears. 2 receivers right and left. Snap back to Jefferson. Goes behind Penning. Squirts out to the 20, 25, 30. Watch out to the 40. Being chased and tackled in midfield. Flag thrown at the end of the play. Johnny Jefferson, a big gainer out of the Wildcat for the Bears.
Wow, and then
check that flag away from the action.
Warning against Baylor. That is their first. No distances involved.
All right, so that's all it was, and that's good. 35-yard gain by Johnny Jefferson. How about that showing the speed?
Yeah, it really was. And Johnny, when he runs the Wildcat, you'll notice the difference between him and Devin and Terrence. He is patient. He'll wait for the blocks to develop, and then he will pick the crease, which I think is a better way to run the Wildcat. If you're going to just snap it to a running back, is to he has to be patient. And Johnny's done a great job, did a great job against Texas as well.
35-yard gain on that carry by Johnny Jefferson. Bears have it 1st and 10 at the North Carolina 47. Jefferson again. Oh, and he tries a jump pass, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. He went one step forward, then just tried a jump pass. Ricky, who was he trying to hit over the middle there?
I couldn't tell who it was. It was a tight end on the right side, but he was wide open. Someone got a hand up and just tipped the ball. That's a big play.
So it was Gus Penning he was trying to hit. Now Lynx Hawthorne takes the snap, hands it to Jefferson. He's inside the 40-yard line on that carry. Bears looking at 3rd down and a couple. Nose of the ball now inside the North Carolina 40.
Well, yeah, Johnny, what he did, he was going to do like just a little jump pass, the Tim Tebow we call it. And he had Penning wide open, but on that one, they just did a little zone read, and Johnny picks up about 7.
3rd down and 2. Snap to Hawthorne. Running left. Tucks the ball away to the 30, to the 20. Down the sideline to the 10. 5 to the pylon. And no, he's out of bounds. He'll be marked out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. But Lynx Hawthorne gives the Bears 1st and goal at the 2.
Well, I tell you, Lynx does a great job of making the safety miss. He runs a little zone read, he gets to the alley, he makes the linebacker. I didn't get the number. He makes him miss, and he sprints to the pylon just short. But the versatility on these inside receivers and running backs, I think they're going to review.
Moving on the field was the runner was out of bounds at the 3-yard line before he lost possession of the ball. 1st down.
All right, we get a look at the replay. The officials are taking a look at it also. You know, he kind of is losing control of the ball as he goes out of bounds. He's reaching for the pylon, but the ball's out of his hands when it hits the pylon. So no change. It'll be 1st and goal for the Bears from the 3. It's Devin Chafin in the Wildcat. Chafin, a yard, and he's pulled down at the 2. Chafin pulled down by Shaquille Rashad, the strong side linebacker, the senior from nearby Jacksonville, Florida, their leading tackler on the year.
Yeah, and on that play, Devin, that's one of the ones where Devin is more of a power back. He likes to get the ball and go immediately on the Wildcat type formation. Johnny, and on that one, he would have saw that linebacker coming down and made him miss. But sometimes you have to be a little bit patient. Let those blocks develop, even if you see that maybe I can find a crease.
2nd and goal from the 2. Snap back to Chafin. He is into the end zone. Knifes through from the Wildcat position. And the Bears take the lead on North Carolina here in the latter stages of the first quarter. How about that drive by the Bears? A couple of big runs by Johnny Jefferson, by Lynx Hawthorne. Then it's Chafin that punches it in for the Baylor score. Let's go down to Ricky Thompson on the Baylor sideline.
I'll tell you, this North Carolina front is really tired at this point. I don't know how much depth they have, but they're not used to this type of speed on offense or this offensive line. If you keep this up, they will really wear down as you get into the 3rd and 4th quarters.
Wow, all right. Here comes the extra point try. Landis with the snap. Cole Edmiston out of Gatesville with the hold. And Chris Callahan puts it on the board. So now with 15 seconds to play in the first quarter, Baylor leads North Carolina 14-7. That drive, 6 plays, 83 yards, a minute 53 off the clock. Even with all the runs, it's still a drive that is sub 2 minutes. So now the Bears will kick it off from left to right, north to south. Spencer Evans approaches the ball. Kicked it out of the end zone last time. This one will bounce at the 11, taking on a hop at the 1. Hughes runs it. Up the seam, comes to the near side, to the 30, to the 40. Ball came out at the end of the play. Patrick Levels made the tackle. Ball will go out of bounds. And a flag is down at the end of the play as well.
And I think that's going to be a late hit by one of the North Carolina players on a Baylor player, I believe. He's pointing to a spot, but I believe it was a late hit against the Baylor defender late.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 8 on the kicking team. 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Well, I thought it was a North Carolina player, but it may have been, it was Baylor evidently. The ref saw something, the back judge, and we didn't see it. That's going to give North Carolina an additional 15 yards and push them into Baylor's territory.
Boy, that's tough. That one hurts right there. It was a great return by Mike Hughes, and then you add on the 15 penalty yards on top of that. And North Carolina will begin at the Baylor 41-yard line. Bears do lead it 14-7. We've got 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Bears have scored on back-to-back possessions after being stymied on their first possession of the night. Marquise Williams takes the snap, hands the ball off. Hood stacked up on the right side and pushed back. There's that defensive front by Baylor. And K.J. Smith in there at the defensive end spot leading the charge. And that is the end of the first quarter. The 2015 Russell Athletic Bowl.
John, overall, the big thing for Baylor, no turnovers in that first quarter, which was the one thing that led to those defeats late in the season.
That's a great point. No turnovers by the Bears. They lead it 14-7. Switch ends. North Carolina with the ball, driving left to right now. Snap back to Marquise Williams. Pressured in the pocket. Pass may have been deflected, or did they hit his arm as he threw the ball? But it's incomplete to the left sideline. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Tar Heels coming up.
Yeah, he stands in the pocket really well, but I'm not sure if anybody hit his arm. It really came out as he looked to the left side. It was like he was looking for Matt Collins. But North Carolina here trying to steady the ship. Baylor's defense is adjusted. They're starting to put a little bit more pressure. Here on 3rd down and long, will Coach Bennett bring pressure with the 3-man line and additional linebackers?
Here we go. 3rd down and 8 from the 39 for North Carolina. Pressure on Williams. Gets the pass away. It is caught on the near sideline and out of bounds right after making the catch is Quinshaw Davis. So that's enough for a first down at the 30. And again, North Carolina converts on 3rd and long.
Yeah, well, Coach brought, he didn't bring pressure. He's got a 3-man line, and he brought Taylor Young off the edge. Well, that's a 4-man rush, a standard rush, but Baylor almost got there. Marquise Williams did a great job of waiting for the route to develop as he had time to do so.
From the 30, new set of downs for North Carolina, trailing 14-7. Short pass, near side. Catch is made, and then Avion Edwards bumps Hood out of bounds. And that's going to be about 4 yards, right, to the 26-yard line. So 2nd down and 6 coming up for North Carolina.
Yeah, just a simple out route to his right. And Marquise Williams, he's shown, I can see why he has 10,000 total yards in his career, which is a very productive year. He stands in the pocket, and when it's time to run, he runs well.
Bears showing blitz. North Carolina picks it up. Pass, slant route. It's caught in the middle of the field by Bug Howard. Tackle is made by Chance Waz as soon as the catch was made, but a 17-yard gain on that completion. And that time, Marquise had to get rid of the ball pretty quick because somebody was coming off the edge. First down, quick snap, pitch the ball to Hood, running right. He is stacked up and tackled outside the 10-yard line. 2 yards to the 11 on that first down play. It's second down and 8.
North Carolina, you can tell. I mean, they're gonna put the ball in Marquise Williams' hands, and then they're gonna go to Hood. But Marquise Williams, you can tell, even though they don't have a lot of speed, they have a lot of possession receivers that run really crisp routes, and that can be just as effective. If you can run crisp routes, you can get that separation you need, and a veteran quarterback will find you.
Second down and 8 for North Carolina. Williams swings it out to the left side. It's incomplete. Off the hands of Austin Prohl. It's Ricky Prohl's son, 5'10" sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, and hit him in the worst possible spot. Hit him right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Well, coming into the game, he only had 12 grabs, but those 12 grabs went for 225 yards. That's 18.8 yard per catch average. So they like to get the ball in his hands. And if it's anything like his dad, you can tell he knows what to do with it. Here's another big third down and 7, and North Carolina's been really efficient on third and medium.
Logan in the backfield, snap back to Williams, stands in the pocket, pressured and sacked. Back at the 15-yard line, the Bears get him for the sack. Avion Edwards out of Stephenville High School with the sack, and that'll bring up fourth down for North Carolina.
Well, Avion Edwards, he did the route. He did the great thing. I mean, he saw the back stay in, so then he just stayed. He was a free guy, and as soon as he saw Marquise Williams step up, he immediately came and got him on the ground, because if he doesn't make the stop, then that's a touchdown.
So they set up for a field goal. Their kicker is Nick Weiler. He's good, 19 of 22. He's hit from as far away as 48 this year.
32.
This will be a 32-yard attempt from the right hash. Good snap. The kick is plenty long, and it's good for North Carolina. So with 12:28, it's 3, not 7 for the Tar Heels. Our new score, Baylor 14, North Carolina 10. We're back in a moment here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network. Around the corner. But it's your call, whatever you want to do.
You're right about that.
Hit us at Voice of Bears and let us know where you're listening. Coming to you from Florida Citrus Bowl Stadium. Beautiful facility. $208 million facelift to this stadium in the last couple of years. Wow. It is really nice. Host this bowl game in the Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl coming up on New Year's Day. Kick is away by North Carolina. Plenty of carry on the kicks from north to south. It bounces a yard out the back of the end zone. So the Bears will begin again at their own 25-yard line, leading now 14-10 over North Carolina.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, Baylor gets the ball back, and Coach is going to, you can tell Coach Kendall Browse probably loves this. I saw him on the sideline with Lynx and Johnny and Devin and Chris. And, you know, this is kind of one of those deals where you can break tendencies, you can show different stuff, and you can start working on things you want to put in the offense next year. And John Chris comes back out to give him more of a traditional look. But Coach can go to the Wildcat from this set. So we'll see what Coach Kendall has dialed up.
All right, from the 25, snap back to Johnson. Play action. Now looking to run. Tucks the ball. Now he picks it up, looking to throw again, and he threw it away into the Baylor team bench area. K.D. Cannon was coming back for the ball. He was 40 yards downfield. He turned and was running back up the sideline. The incompletion will leave the Bears second down and 10.
And you can tell the thing Chris is not yet comfortable with is what I call a fade stop. And that's when they'll go about 10 yards, and if they don't get by the guy, they'll just stop it down. And on that one, he had a chance to release it to Ishmael Zamora, just didn't feel comfortable, so he scrambles out and throws it away.
Second down and 10. It's now Chafin will take the snap in the Wildcat, trying to follow his blockers up the middle. Gets to the 29-yard line. Put on the ground there by Jeff Schottmer. He's the middle linebacker out of Jesuit College Prep.
For an injured player.
And it's a North Carolina player that is injured on the play. Schottmer's an interesting story. 6'2", 235-pound senior linebacker from Dallas's Jesuit College Prep. Went to high school with a guy named Jordan Spieth there.
Oh, wow.
And coming out of high school, Schottmer was a 185-pound safety. And he gets to North Carolina. Now he's 6'2", 235, and playing middle linebacker for this team ranked number 10 in the nation. Preseason pick to win the Big 12 Conference this year. No better way to kick that conference play off to a good start for Coach Drew and the Bears, and to win in Lawrence. Lady Bears undefeated on the year, ranked number 4, and they will open Big 12 play tomorrow night in Stillwater against Oklahoma State. Cowgirls are 10-1 on the season, so good luck to both basketball teams opening Big 12 play this week. It was Jeremiah Clark, JJ confirms, who was helped off, and we're about to resume play. The Bears will have it at 3rd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. It's our play coming back. Lynx Hawthorne sets up at quarterback for the Bears. Hawthorne claps his hands, takes the snap, swing pass out to the near side to Terrence Williams. Bumped out of bounds after a short gain of only 2 yards. So it's 4th down for the Bears from their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, we probably have to punt this one.
Yeah.
That's a full 3 yards. And try to do a little swing pass to Terrence Williams into the boundary. Just couldn't get that edge. Good blocking on the edge. I believe that was by Ishmael Zamora, but just couldn't get beyond that. So for the first time this afternoon, we're going to bring out the Baylor punting crew.
Drew Galitz, only 40 punts on the year for Galitz. Good 40.7 yard average for the freshman out of Rowlett. Watch the return man, Ryan Switzer. He's had 7. Ooh, and this one is nearly blocked. I don't know how they didn't get it, but he punts it away. Switzer backpedals to the 20. There's a flag down as they hit Galitz. Bears may be able to retain possession.
Well, they will, John, even if
Running into the kicker. 5 yards in the defense. Yardage results in a first down.
It was 4th down at about 3 or 4 yards. So any penalty that was upheld is going to convert that. And I thought they were going to get there. They had 4 people coming. They had the block on. I think they probably seen something on film. They felt they could get there, but they missed it. I don't know how.
I don't either.
I don't know how he missed it.
They were all over him. So the penalty will give the Bears a first down. They'll retain possession. What I was saying about Ryan Switzer, he's returned 7 punt returns in his career for touchdowns. The NCAA record is 8, and he has 7 of them, and he's a junior. So he's got this game and next season to go. He's a junior from Charleston, West Virginia.
Romar Morris from North Carolina, reserve tailback. He got in. He just overshot it and missed it.
Wow. Here's the snap back to Chafin. Chafin runs hard right up the middle. And he's all the way out to the 43-yard line. Nice carry on first down, 6 yards for Devin Chafin.
Well, I guess one thing, too, about Devin likes to get the snap and just go. That's an adjustment that the defense has to make. There's one guy who reads it and one guy who gets it and goes.
There's Chafin again. Big carry, and he's got a first down across midfield. Big Russell Athletic Bowl logo. He's down at the North Carolina 48. Let's check in with Ricky.
Well, guys, it doesn't hurt to have a 410-pound lead blocker at fullback either.
Right. Big Laquan. Who are you talking about? Which one? Oh, it's Laquan. Yeah. Laquan is in there in a slot to the left side now. 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 48. Laquan the lead block, and Devin Chafin pretty bullish himself inside the 40 to the 39.
Laquan's just telling coach, bring some more. Laquan he's a linebacker is coming. How would you like to be a linebacker? Number 42, the strong side linebacker, Shaquille Rashad. He's their leading tackle on the scene. He has to come in and meet that thing. And, man, that's a headache.
He's a good-sized guy, but nothing like Laquan. Here's Jefferson through a hole. He serpentines his way to the 20, to the 15, and he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A weaving run by Johnny Jefferson, and the Bears now have 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line of North Carolina.
And I would like to say that I think we've thrown maybe 4 or 5 passes. Fedora was there when we only threw like 1 pass, no passes in the game. So you're probably looking across and say, did they ever change? Yeah, they did. But today things are going to be gained on the ground. So on that, Johnny Jefferson, you saw the patience. He has a great job. The one thing about Johnny is he lets the ball get away from his body. That's what happened to him late in that Texas game. That's just his style. He has to protect that ball as he goes through that line.
From the 11, snap back to Jefferson, runs it up the middle to the 5, to the end zone. Johnny Jefferson scores. 11-yard touchdown run by Johnny Jefferson. And the Bears go up 20-10 on North Carolina here in the second quarter.
And I'm going to tell you, John, he had a lead blocker, number 58, Spencer Durango, the left tackle. He's going to do what I call a G block. Well, he pulled left to right, and he led Johnny Jefferson. Johnny Jefferson gave Spencer time because he looked like he was going to throw a wide receiver screen to his left. Durango came from his left to right, led up the hole, picked up a block, and nothing could stop Johnny from scoring.
11-yard touchdown run, 20-10 Bears lead it. Here's the try for extra point. Jimmy Landis, the deep snapper. Cole Edmiston, the holder. Good snap, good hold, and Chris Callahan puts it on the board. And with 9:35 to play in the second quarter here in Orlando, it's Baylor 21, North Carolina 10. Be right back on the Baylor IMG Sports Network.
You bring in the backup guard, which we don't call a backup guard. You bring in Desmond plays more.
Yep.
So really, you got a run type line, a physical veteran line to go against this North Carolina team. And what's important for North Carolina now is they have to maintain possession because Baylor's dominating time of possession. And you just don't want to send your defense back out there after Baylor's already run for 258 yards.
Wow. 258 yards rushing in the first half by the Bears. Bouncing kick on the near side. Logan picks it up and turns it out to the 10, to the 20, to the 22, and that's where North Carolina will take over. So 258 yards rushing, and we're not yet to the midpoint of the second quarter in this game. The school record, JJ, was your game against SMU, 482 yards rushing. That was 91 attempts.
Yeah, they may get there.
Tied by that Alamo Bowl victory against Washington in 2011. That was 482 yards rushing on 52 attempts.
Wow.
And that was 4 years ago tonight. It was December 29th, 2011. How about that? So Bears off to a great start, at 21-10 lead. North Carolina plenty potent offense. First play, Marquise Williams doesn't hand it off. He keeps it, and Avion Edwards is all over the field tonight. He makes the tackle for a loss back in the 19.
Well, Baylor had a little squeeze and scrape on that, and that's when you have a zone read, which is the same principle as just pure option, is Marquise Williams. He's reading that defensive end, which was Taylor Young. When Taylor Young went inside to go after the dive back, Elijah Wood. But what that tells him is to pull it, and the outside linebacker, Avion Edwards, already was on the edge waiting for it.
Loss of 3 on the play, second down and 13. Marquise Williams trying to set up the screen, pressured back at the goal line, now comes forward, throws it up the right sideline. Did he catch it? We can't see at the 30. It looks like he did. Wow, at the 30-yard line, somebody came back for the ball and made the catch. It was Quinshaw Davis, who came back, bailed him out, and made a diving catch at the 30.
Well, Baylor was trying to see if any of the linemen for North Carolina were downfield, but they did a good job of waiting and not going downfield. And that's a nice play by Marquise Williams, leaving with 3rd down and 3, and that could have been a disaster.
It's 10-yard pickup on that play. 3rd down and 3 for the Tar Heels. Ball just shy of the 30-yard line. Marquise Williams looks left, passes short over the middle. It is caught, slips out of a tackle. And then Orion Stewart makes the tackle, but a first down out at the 39-yard line by the tight end, Brandon Fritz, for North Carolina. He is slow getting up. In fact, he is very wobbly getting up.
For an injured player.
He needs to go.
He should not be up, yeah. Training staff comes out and puts their arms around him as he takes his helmet off. He was very woozy as he stood to his feet.
Well, he made a great job of making, I believe the Baylor player, he made him miss, didn't pick him up. But then as he was picking back up steam from behind, Bo Blackshear hustling, hit him from behind and drove him into the ground. And I think his helmet was the first thing to hit the ground, and he's a little woozy.
How about Bo Blackshear, one of those seniors for the Bears, playing his final game in a Baylor uniform. Saw his parents in the lobby earlier tonight. They've been great supporters of Bo and the Baylor football program for all these years. Well, you think about those seniors, you know they want to go out with a victory in this bowl game.
Oh, yeah, they do, John. And think about it. I mean, this Baylor team, we've been here for a while, but these kids are just not used to losing. And that last part of the year was very frustrating for them. You could hear it in the interviews when we used to interview them. You know, I don't want to talk to you.
That's
Let
right.
me go. We lost. But I mean, so after losing that, man, it's good to see Fritz walk off. But after going through all that, I mean, they want to win 10 games. They don't want to be the team that just wrecks everything. So these seniors want to play well, have pride, and it's good to see them come out and play like they're playing.
So Fritz just now being ushered off to the far sideline. He probably couldn't tell you he's in the state of Florida right now. Hope he's all right, but he's helped off and will resume play. Did get a first down on the play. It's 1st and 10 out to the 39 for North Carolina. 7:58 to play, second quarter. Marquise Williams, quarterback draw. Watch out. He's running. He's across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That looked like a called play on the quarterback draw for big Marquise Williams.
Yeah, and they won't change guys and run a wildcat. They may do something, but with Marquise Williams, 6'2", 225, what he can do, he can run well, and he does a good job of protecting himself. But he's not a small kid. He's got a nice base to him, and he picks up 7 yards on that play.
Second down and 3. Williams hands the ball to Hood, running left, and he's knocked off his pins. That is Avion Edwards again. He is all over the field tonight. Gain of only a yard will leave North Carolina 3rd down and 2 from the 47.
Well, Coach Ben, it's going more to that 3-man line, so that brings in another linebacker. Taylor Young on the outside. You have Grant Campbell that's kind of slid out. Trayvon Blanchard, of course, is that nickel. That brings Avion Edwards as that inside middle linebacker in this set. And he's doing a great job of finding guys and getting them on the ground.
Here's 3rd down and 2, and those North Carolina defensive players on the far sideline are saying, come on, get a first down. We're not ready to go back out there yet. And about to be...
Prior to the snap, charge timeout, North Carolina. They're first.
About to be caught by the play clock. They call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 6:48 to play. Second quarter, Bears lead it 21-10. Talking about those seniors playing their final game. One of those is Jamal Palmer, the senior defensive end for the Bears.
It's a blessing for me, coming off an ACL injury, having just playing with these guys one more time, getting a chance to play with these guys, giving them my all this year. We got a good bowl game coming up, playing against the top 10 team, so it's a blessing for me itself.
We have touchdown runs from Devin Chafin, Johnny Jefferson,
Lynx Hawthorne,
and Lynx Hawthorne. The 3 touchdown runs by the Bears, who lead it 21-10. There's Phil Bennett, 20 yards out on the field on the near sideline. The official has to run out and grab him by his belt loop and pull him back, saying, Coach, we're ready to play here. It's a big play. It's 3rd down and 2 for North Carolina from their own 47-yard line. Snap back to Marquise Williams, hands it off to Hood. Hood on second effort has the first down. Hit first, and it would have been really close there at the 49, but on second effort, he ends up with a 5-yard gain into Baylor territory and a first down for the Tar Heels. They've got it at the Baylor 48-yard line. New set of downs for North Carolina, wearing all white tonight. Bears in the black helmets and pants, green jerseys, gold numerals. Metallic gold BU on either side of their matte black helmets. New set of downs, Marquise Williams. He's going deep down the seam, and it's easy pickings. It's intercepted at the 10-yard line. Returning to the 20, to the 25, Orion Stewart is finally pulled down at the 33-yard line. That looked like he was taking a punt. It was so easy for Orion Stewart. Let's check in with Ricky on the Baylor sideline.
Well, I think there was a misread between he and the receiver, because the receiver just stopped. He didn't even know the ball was in the air, and it was probably 10, 12 yards over his head. Ryan Stewart, all he had to do was play center field and make an easy catch. That was a miscommunication of some kind, but a huge turnover there.
Well, the first thing is Switzer was a slot receiver to his right, Ryan Switzer, the leading receiver, and he was going up the seam. And what Ryan Switzer saw is he saw Orion Stewart, the safety, on top of him. He had a guy trailing, so he didn't think Marquise Williams was going to make the throw because of the read. And when he let it go, Ryan had already stopped, and that resulted in an easy interception for Orion, and Baylor's the beneficiary of that break. And here comes Johnny Jefferson.
First turnover tonight by either team. Here's Jefferson, starts forward, steps back. Now he fires the ball right side, and it's incomplete. It's Davion Hall, the intended receiver. Tell you, he had some mustard on that pass, too.
Yeah, Johnny has a strong arm, and I got a feeling Johnny played some quarterback in high school. He was a running back, but I think he's done this because
right.
You can tell he's comfortable doing the Wildcat and even thinking about throwing it. But on that one, I believe was that Ishmael Zamora who missed that pass?
That was Davion Hall.
Davion Hall.
Here's the play, second down and 10. Jefferson will keep this time off the left side, waits on his blockers, and squirts out to the 37-yard line. First down play. That third down coming up. That interception, the 4th of the year by Orion Stewart, the 11th of his Baylor career. First turnover of the night by either team. Now the Bears looking at 3rd down and 7 from their own 37-yard line. leading North Carolina 21-10, 5:35 and counting, second quarter.
And I believe right here, knowing North Carolina gets the ball after half, if Coach Kendall can get this down to 3rd, 4th, and 2, if he doesn't get the first down, they're going to call the timeout. But get it down to 4th and 2 or 3 or less, I think they'll go for it.
30-second charge timeout, Baylor. They're first.
So you're right. They run the clock down, take a timeout, 5:20 to play, second quarter. Boy, this is just such an anomaly for the Baylor offense that all season long was, run like your hair's on fire, going so fast that they put the defense back on its heels. Now with the injuries, a little bit undermanned coming into this game, they're playing to their strengths, which is the running game and that big offensive line, and willing to slow the game down, and it's worked to their benefit so far.
And I think what Coach Kendall's figured out, besides being undermanned, this isn't his offense, but I believe what you do is you find things that you can supplement your basic offense with. And I think what he's found with this stable of backs and Seth or Jarrett coming back, I can add something to the offense next year. But tonight, we're going to use it and show that we can be productive.
All right, here's a big third down play coming up, 3rd down and 7. Snap back to Chris Johnson. He hands the ball off to Jefferson to the 40, bounces to the outside. He's got a first down out to the 50-yard line. 14-yard gain on the legs of Johnny Jefferson, who took the handoff from Chris Johnson, moved the chains. Bears have the ball at midfield.
I think that's Kyle Fuller. He's really laboring. And they're going to bring in a whole different offensive line.
Holy cow. That is a line change right there. Literally, the entire offensive line comes off. Second line goes in.
I think that has to do something. That's like playing, because Kyle was limping, but I think since they're running the ball so much, I think Coach Kendall's like, well, let's keep some fresh bodies out here.
Snap back to Terrence Williams in the Wildcat. Williams off the right side and tumbled down at the 44-yard line. That's a nice 6-yard gain on first down by Terrence Williams.
I'll tell you, Laquan is having a blast out there. He's getting to block against guys that are 100 pounds smaller than him.
He is plowing some guys,
exactly,
isn't he? Wow. Snap back again, pitch to Zamora. Helmet goes flying for North Carolina. Zamora is down at the 40, and a flag is down as well. Boy, there was a lot going on that play. A North Carolina player had his helmet go flying off. That was Shaquille Rashad, their linebacker.
That's going to be against Baylor. It's going to be hands to the face. Yeah, it's going to be hands to the face by 68, Ishmael Wilson. Got him up a little too high. That's with the helmet we saw flying.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense number 68. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down. Offense number 68. The North Carolina player does not need to leave the game for one play because the helmet came off via a foul.
So that second team offensive line for the Bears, Ishmael Wilson is in there, Tanner Thrift, Rami Hamad, Desmond Hilliard, Desmond the senior out of Dallas Lincoln, and Patrick Lawrence, redshirt freshman out of Waxahachie's in there. What's that guy, number 77? 6'6", 295, redshirt freshman. And now here comes the first team offensive line back in. JJ, we haven't seen that all year. Just a wholesale change. First team offensive line for the second team offensive line.
I think part of it is because you're going to run so much, the linemen will get a little bit more tired. It's more tiring to run block and run block and run block than pass block. But then I think he wants to get those young guys. Those are the guys who are going to be playing next year. You got to get them some time. And they hadn't played a ton beyond those early season blowouts.
Snap back to Chris Johnson. He'll hand the ball to Terrence Williams, running right side. With the penalty, that was a first down and 20, but he gets 10 of it back right there. In fact, 11 of it. It is 3rd down and 9 for the Bears from the North Carolina 49. To Williams, right side. Watch out. 40 to the 35. He's struggling and he's pulled down at the 32. Terrence Williams with some good, tough running tonight. First down, Bears. 1st and 10 at the North Carolina 32 with 3:47 to play in the second quarter. Baylor leading it 21-10.
Well, John, Baylor already, they've now 282 yards rushing, and they'll go over 300 here if they maintain possession of this ball.
Chafin pitched it in the backfield. Watch out, ball's loose. North Carolina picks it up. Tackle is made. First turnover of the night. That's going to go as an incompletion, though, right?
On the field was an incomplete pass.
Wow.
Second down at the previous spot.
It's that flip forward from the quarterback intended for K.D. Cannon, But that is that's passing yards if it works. It's an incompletion if the ball is knocked loose or falls to the ground, which it did there. So the Bears dodge a big bullet right there.
Well, and John, that's the one thing about tossing it forward when you're in that position.
North Carolina fans are buzzing over there. Baylor lines up, want to run a play really quick. 2nd down and 10 from the 32. To Lynx Hawthorne, the snap back. He is pulled down for a loss back outside the 35-yard line. So again, we've seen that a lot this year, and again, you can hear the North Carolina fans saying, why isn't that a fumble? But it's basically an incomplete pass is how it's ruled. Yeah, Hawthorne a loss of 3 back to the 34.
Yeah, tossing it forward. If you toss it back and they drop it, it's a fumble. If you toss it forward behind the line there, it's going to be an incomplete pass.
3rd down 12 for the Bears from the 34. 2 minutes 56 seconds to play, 2nd quarter.
They bring Chris in here for the threat of passing, and North Carolina's going to play coverage. They don't want Baylor to run by them.
Snap to Johnson, steps back, fires it right sideline. It is caught. Did he get it? It is, yes. Caught by Katie Cannon. Had to dive to make the catch, but got a foot down at the 27. So a 7-yard gain there. It's 4th down for the Bears. 2.5 minutes and counting, 2nd quarter. It's 4th down and about 5?
Yeah, about 5. I'm surprised coach is not kicking this.
Here we go. They run the play. Handoff. 1st down up the middle and more. Johnny Jefferson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. Johnny Jefferson runs it in from 27 yards out. The Bears lead 27-10 over North Carolina.
Well, I guess that's why, John. I'm thinking, you're in position to score a field goal. It's a long field goal. That'd be about 45 yards, but I think Coach, he knew what we don't know is that he saw that they were on the ropes. North Carolina defense on the ropes. Johnny Jefferson having a special afternoon, playing from the quarterback position, the wildcat position, playing from the running back position. It doesn't matter. He's finding a way to get it done.
Here's the extra point kick for the Bears with 2:16 to play in the 2nd quarter. Kick is good by Callahan, and 2:16 remaining. Before halftime, Baylor leads North Carolina 28-10. We will keep it right here. We'll update some of those numbers. So again, coming into the game tonight, Baylor number 1 in the nation in total offense. Number 4 in the nation in rushing offense, 20th in passing offense. The Bears in the first half have 333 yards rushing. 333 rushing for the Bears in this first half. That last play, a 27-yard touchdown run by Johnny Jefferson. Scoring summary for the Bears, 10 plays, 67 yards. Average. Kick by Spencer Evans, carries 5 yards deep. And it's Mike Hughes again who takes the knee. And North Carolina will bring it out to their 25-yard line. North Carolina has the ball back. They'll begin at their own 25-yard line, now trailing Baylor by a score of 28-10. Marquise Williams, the cornerback draw, runs it up the middle. He's to the 30. He is to the 35, maybe just shy of the 35-yard line. Again, the dangerous senior quarterback for North Carolina, Marquise Williams. 94 touchdowns responsible for in his career. That's a school record. It's 3rd most in the ACC. Snap back to him, 2nd and short. Passing near sideline, and Baylor making a break for it. The ball falls incomplete. Ryan Reed was making a break for that ball as the receiver trying to come back. Davis sort of fell down.
Yeah, and that Baylor brought pressure, and Jamal Palmer's limping off to the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. He looks okay under his own power, but Baylor brought pressure. Coach Bennett decided to bring the blitz.
3rd down and short. Pitch to Logan, running left. Big gainer. And all the way into Baylor territory across midfield to the Baylor 45-yard line is T.J. Logan. 21-yard gain by Logan, the junior tailback out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Boy, he had a good head of steam there. 21-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the Baylor 45.
The Baylor defense should be rested, and North Carolina spreading them out, trying to find a way to push the ball downfield, going deep here.
Marquise Williams throwing for the end zone. It is incomplete. Xavier Howard there on pass defense. The intended receiver, Mac Hollins, really turned defensive back and made sure that ball wasn't intercepted at the goal line. Xavier's a little shaken up. Let's check in with Ricky.
Xavier did a great job of turning around looking for the ball. We've talked about it. The other thing he did, he put his hand behind him just so he could feel the receiver to know where he was. That was a good play. Looks like he's got something in his eye here as he's coming off the field, but that was a great play on the football to save a touchdown.
And as we see the replay, that was very nearly the Bears' second interception of this first half. Just bounced off his hands and incomplete. Howard is out to the near sideline. And we'll resume play. 2nd down and 10 from the 45 for North Carolina. That's the Baylor 45 with 1:25 to play in the second quarter. Logan in the backfield. And flags fly as the Tar Heels get the play underway.
False start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It's only the 3rd penalty by North Carolina. They've been really disciplined. 2 for 5 yards. 2 penalties for 5 yards. That's the 3rd penalty for 10 yards. Now Baylor 6 for 60. But North Carolina has to find a way to get points. 1:24 to go in the half. They do get the ball after half, but Baylor's found a way to run the ball on them.
Please reset the game clock to 1:25.
And really, there's no cure for a team once they get the running on you. There's almost no cure for it except for adding bodies. And when you add bodies and you got speed on the outside, that's you're playing Russian roulette then. So a very important drive for North Carolina as they close the first half.
2nd down and 15 for the Tar Heels following the penalty from the 50-yard line. Quarterback draw again for Williams. Sidesteps one man. He's into the clear at the 40. At the 30-yard line, he's out of bounds on the far sideline. Big gainer for Marquise Williams. 21 yards on the carry by the North Carolina quarterback.
And I'm not sure if they didn't call that play because I mean he's got a couple linemen downfield. Now that looked like a true pass play, but it's almost like Landon Turner, the senior All-American. He was out front blocking a couple yards downfield. So we see the feet of Marquise Williams, and he's an effective runner.
1st down and 10 from the 29 for Williams and the Tar Heels. A lot of time. Pass left sideline. Oh, Switzer has the ball knocked loose. Oh, and they're going to throw a flag late on that play. Ryan Reed delivered the blow on Switzer, who was waiting for the ball at the 2-yard line, would have turned around into the end zone. But Reed delivered the blow that knocked the ball loose.
That's not a penalty.
I don't think it's going to be. He did not lead with his head. He hit him on the shoulder pads. So the officials are looking at it here. I don't see how that could be targeting.
Yeah, that's what they want you to do. I mean, it's a violent hit. You know, I mean, it is a violent hit, but he turned his head. He hit him.
Foul. Targeting. Defense number 9.
No.
Is under further review.
You know.
Yeah, they'll replay it.
Yeah, they'll replay it. But the one thing about the replay is that the penalty stands. But it's the deal about does he get kicked out? And
not anymore. The penalty doesn't stand.
Oh, it doesn't stand. Did they change that?
That changed this year.
Okay,
yeah.
well, they needed to change that because, John, I'll tell you, as we saw the replay, Ryan does a great job, and they're showing it now, of turning his head and hitting him right in the shoulder.
He didn't lead with his helmet.
No.
He didn't go helmet to helmet. He hit him on the shoulder pads.
Right.
Now his head sort of spun around, but that's just because it was such a hard hit on the right shoulder pad of Ryan Switzer. So they are reviewing this play. They're taking a look at it. With 1:09 to play in the second quarter, it'll either be 1st and goal for North Carolina at the 1 or 2 yard line.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be back. We're back at the 29, I guess, where it'd be 2nd down and 10.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
And the one thing about that, it'll be a 15-yard penalty. But the one thing about that is that, you know, Ryan Switzer, he saw the hit coming, and I think that's part of it. So he started trying to protect himself, and Ryan Reed does a great job of closing the gap and then making sure that he turns, gets his head out of the way. And I think because of the fact that the head turned sharply and the helmet came off, I think that really drew the attention of the side judge, who's right there. He's right on the play.
Don't you think that gets changed, though, on review?
I believe that. I would think that gets changed. I mean, that's my thing. Yeah, it's like, you know,
still looking at it.
They're showing the rule that says targeting of a defensive opponent with forcible contact to head or neck area, which he did not do. Now, did his head jerk around? Yes, but that was just from the force of the play. So
after further review, there is no foul for targeting on the previous play. As a result, number 9 is not disqualified from the game. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the 29-yard line. Please adjust the game clock to 1 minute, 11 seconds.
And not just because I'm a Baylor, but that's the right call. If he would have targeted, we've seen targeting, and we'll confirm that. But Ryan does he does the way that you're coached now. Hey, don't hit high in the head and neck area. Make sure you hit in the target area, which is the shoulder pads to the waist, and try to separate him from the ball.
So no penalty. It's overturned on review. It's a big call right there. Big review overturn. Ryan Reed will stay in the game. And North Carolina has it 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. 1:11 to play in the second quarter. Marquise Williams steps up, now going to run with it. Williams to the 20 to the 19-yard line. He's got a first down on the legs of Marquise Williams. 1:02 showing on the clock before halftime. North Carolina trying to chop into that 28-10 Baylor lead before we get to intermission.
Well, if you're a linebacker for Baylor, you just can't bail out of there. You have to stay around.
Williams passes to the end zone. It is batted away, incomplete. Davis, the intended receiver, and it's Ryan Reed again who knocks that ball loose.
Ryan does a great job. Has great position. He's inside position, and then he yanks late at the ball. The ball was thrown short, like back shoulder to Quinshawn Davis, and he just rips at it late and gets it out of there. But Baylor's linebackers have to make sure they keep eyes on Marquise Williams. If you bail out, he's going to run. And when he gets to run, he's hard to bring down. From
the 19-yard line, 53 seconds to play. Handoff to Hood. Runs up the middle. He is spilled at the 16-yard line. Gain of 3 on that play.
Second charge timeout, North Carolina. Their second. 30-second timeout. Please adjust the game clock to 50 seconds. 5-0.
We've had a lot of adjusting of the game clock here in the first half. They'll add 1 second to it, so 50 seconds to play before halftime. Timeout Tar Heels. They've got 1 remaining. It'll be third down and about 7 coming up from the 16-yard line for North Carolina.
North Carolina, John, 8 of 10 today on third down.
Wow.
Amazing conversion rate.
But still only the 10 points to show for it. Yeah. A touchdown on their first possession, and the field goal, was that on their second possession? I think it was. Second or third possession of the night. And that's it, points-wise, for the Tar Heels. So let's give a lot of credit to this Baylor defense. Field goal came on their third possession of the night, and nothing since then. The 1 turnover, the interception by Baylor's Orion Stewart. Here's the play, 3rd down and 7, 50 seconds to play. From the 16-yard line for North Carolina, Marquise Williams steps back, pressured, gets away from the pressure. Now looking to throw, and he throws it out of bounds at the goal line, and a flag thrown late. With their bodies strewn all over the field, those Baylor defensive linemen who were trying to chase Marquise Williams.
Well, 78 looks like it's an area with 78 tackled. They tackled Andrew Billings.
Well, Oakman's out there with his helmet off.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2's helmet came off through play, and he continued to participate during the play.
Ooh.
Half the distance to the goal.
Oh,
first down.
Man,
that's a
tough penalty right there.
That's a tough penalty right there.
But you know, it's aimed at safety. The rule reads, I think it reads, if your helmet comes off, you've just got to take a knee. Yeah, you got to stop. You can't continue in the play. Phil Bennett doesn't like it. Art Briles doesn't like it. But boy, that's a tough penalty right there. Bears had him stopped. That would have been 4th down and 7. Instead, half the distance to the goal.
And I'll tell you what, if my helmet comes off, I'm not just stopping and taking a knee and standing on a football field. I'm going to tell you that. I guess I guess that's what you have to do. And if they hit you, you get a penalty. But that's a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, 40 seconds to go in the half now. 1st and goal at the 8 for North Carolina.
Five-yard sideline interference call against Baylor. Half the distance.
Wow. They have been pushing that all night. They were warned earlier. Second offense. It's now half the distance to the goal, so it's 1st and goal at the 4 for North Carolina. Trailing Baylor 28-10. Tar Heels trying to score here in the final 40 seconds of the first half. Snap back to Williams. Looking to run. Runs forward. And he dives across the goal line for the touchdown. From 4 yards out, Marquise Williams runs it in for North Carolina. What a strange series that was, but it ends in the end zone for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big call on Oakman, and I don't fault Oakman at all on that. I mean, I mean, he's just, that's an instinct. I know they coach him, hey, if your helmet comes off to stop, but, you know, he really wasn't involved in play, but he kept pursuing, and that was a 3rd down and 7, and that ball was incomplete, and they picked up that 1st down and converted into points.
Nick Weiler on for the extra point. He tacks it on, and with 35 seconds to go in the half, our new score is Baylor 28, North Carolina 17. So some penalties, some reviews on that play. Marquise Williams, however, in the end, leads his team into the end zone. It was a 10-play, 75-yard scoring drive by North Carolina. Officially, just 1:41 off the clock. Real clock, it was probably 5 or 6 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a while.
Maybe more than that. Now, maybe closer to 10 minutes.
It was a while.
When penalty, probably, right?
Yeah, that's
either call.
Yeah, true. So 28-17, our new score. Ricky will visit with Coach Briles going in at halftime. Baylor doesn't have anybody back deep on this play. North Carolina does kick it away, end-over-end kick. Chris Platt retreats, takes it a yard deep, and takes a knee. He was out at about the 15-yard line, though, when the ball was kicked. Had to run back to make that catch. And the Bears on the touchback will have it at their 25-yard line, leading 28-17 over North Carolina. Well, you hope from a Baylor perspective, that's not a huge momentum boost for North Carolina scoring going in at halftime or right before halftime like that.
Yeah, I mean, Baylor's been very efficient. I mean, they scored on 4 of their 5 drives. This is Baylor's 6th drive here, and they'll probably be hard-pressed to get points, but I think North Carolina knew they needed points on that drive to have some semblance of staying in this game.
So Bears from the 25-yard line will set up here. 333 yards rushing here in the first half by Baylor is already a Russell Athletic Bowl record. Here's Chris Johnson through the air. Ball is tipped and caught on the far sideline. Out to the 45-yard line. That's K.D. Cannon. Boy, good reaction there to make the catch. Bears out to the 45. They hustle to the line of scrimmage.
There's almost an interception. The outside linebacker, 42 from Shaquille Rashad for North Carolina. He got his hands on it.
30-second charge timeout, Baylor. They're second.
Just missed it, John. And K.D. Cannon, once he got it, he made a couple moves and got some additional yardage, and that was a big play. Now coach is thinking I probably can get in position for a field goal attempt with 28 seconds and 2 times. I think is it 2 timeouts left Baylor has?
I think so. I don't see it on a scoreboard anywhere.
On the either.
It's the first one. One left?
No, one left. Baylor has 1 left.
Okay. So timeout here. Bears will have it 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Bears lead it 28-17 over North Carolina. 22nd bowl game in Baylor history, Baylor football history. Bears are 10-11 in bowl games over the course of their 100-plus years playing football. They were 0-3 all-time here in the state of Florida, so trying to snap that. From the 45, here we go back to play. Chris Johnson at quarterback. Devin Chafin in the backfield off to the right side of Johnson. Bears traveling right to left. Snap back to him. Hand off to Chafin. Chafin's got a hold to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, and down at the 37-yard line. Didn't go out of bounds. Bears will hustle to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the clock stops, and now, Coach, I mean, they're almost in field goal range after 2 plays, and this has to be a pass play here because you don't want to get tackled in bounds.
From the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Johnson, sideline to K.D. Cannon. He steps out of bounds at the 26. It's an 11-yard gain on that play.
Nice little combination route. 2 receivers to his right. K.D. Cannon runs a little hitch. Platt runs it like a little out and up, and they bail on K.D. and K.D. finds an open spot, and Baylor now with the clock stop can shuffle guys in. They want to save that timeout for when you have to have if you kick for field goal purposes. So
1st down and 10 at the 26.
Timeout, North Carolina.
Yeah, Tar Heels kind of back on their heels defensively, so they're going to call their final timeout right here. That helps Baylor for sure. Bears will be looking at 1st down and 10 from the 26-yard line. So North Carolina 26. And remember, this possession began at their own 25 with, what, 35 seconds on the clock? Is that right?
39 seconds, something like that, 35 or 39. You're right, John. And but you have one play. K.D. makes a good play. Then you have a big running play, and all of a sudden you're on their side of the field, and Baylor already has a field goal attempt in them. So Chris has to know that as a young quarterback. You just have to know that, hey, we're in position for a field goal. We got a timeout. So coach can call anything knowing he has a timeout, but he wants to preserve that timeout. So at 15 seconds, you probably have 2 plays, but you can't run around. You can't get sacked to take you out of field goal position. So I would think Coach Kendall right here would take one shot, either over the middle or maybe even give Chris the option to run this if all of the backers bail as he comes out empty with a 4-by-1 set.
All right, here's the play. First down and 10 from the 26 for the Bears. Up 28-17 on North Carolina. 15 seconds to play in the half. Johnson keeps. Johnson is tackled at the 21-yard line. Bears going to hustle, and they're going to use their final timeout right here. 10 seconds on the clock.
Timeout, Baylor. Their final timeout.
Final timeout of the half for the Bears. Ball spotted at the 20.5-yard line. So it'd be about a 37-yard attempt.
Right.
And we'll see if that means Chris Callahan or does that mean Spencer Evans for the kick for the Bears with 10 seconds to go in the half.
Well, it doesn't look like Ricky is much wind. Ricky is in much wind. It looks like this would be in Callahan's sweet spot. But Ricky, what would you say the wind is?
Well, there's a little breeze, and I think it would be in his face, but I don't think it's going to affect the kick much. But, guys, it looks like here to me the offense is on the field.
We don't have a kicker out there.
You've got to look for something in the end zone or on the sideline here with no timeouts left.
Yeah, and this is where Chris right here, Chris has to know that I can't take a sack, and I have to get this ball out of my hand. So they'll come out. He's got a three receiver set to his right. He's got Ishmael that's trying to hide at tight end. They'll probably try to sneak Ishmael up a seam.
Here's the play, 2nd and 5, 10 seconds to go in the half. Johnson in the pocket. He's going for the end zone. He's going for Platt, and he overthrew him out of the back of the end zone. That play was long developing. It took 7 seconds. So the Bears have 3 seconds now. And now it looks like they'll go for the field goal, and it is indeed Chris Callahan, the sophomore, who trots out there for the field goal attempt.
Well, he had Ishmael Zamora at a tight end, or Jay Lee at a tight end, to draw the eyes of the safety. Then they had Chris Platt at the tailback position, and he ran a little wheel out of the backfield to the left. And Chris just put a little bit too much on it. Chris would have had at least an opportunity, but 37-yard field goal attempt.
Jimmy Landis, the snapper. Edmiston, the hold. The kick by Callahan is plenty long, but it's no good. Boy, I don't see Ricky. Couldn't tell from here where he missed that one.
Wide
That's
left.
the end of the first half.
Well wide left.
Missed it wide left. It was plenty long for Chris Callahan, but the Bears come away without any points, although they drove it into field goal range here at the end of the second quarter. We'll hold on and let Ricky catch Coach Briles after television does so. So stay with us, and we'll hear him as they go in at halftime for the Bears. 300. Check the numbers, but they've already set a Russell Athletic Bowl record of rushing yards in a game in the first half. 358 yards rushing by the Bears. The old record was 325 rushing by Illinois against Virginia in 1999. Thank you, Nick, for that. And so already rushing yardage record for the Bears, who total 424 yards in the first half. Total offense, North Carolina with 200. Bears lead on the scoreboard 28-17. Here's Ricky Thompson with Coach Briles.
Coach, a couple questions to call. Dominated performance there.
Got to make the field goal. Got to make the field goal. I mean, put us up 14. Got a chance to come back and get a little momentum. Can't do it. Can't let them drive down and score right before the half when we're up that by 21. And then, that's in and out. So we got to play better here in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks.
Ricky, thanks. Halftime visit with Coach Briles going in at halftime, brought to you by Stiefel Investment Services since 1890. Our apologies for any offensive language that may have gotten on the air going in at halftime. At the intermission, Baylor leads North Carolina 28-17 in the 2015 Russell Athletic Bowl. Stay with us. Back to begin our halftime activities in a moment. 173 yards rushing by Johnny Jefferson. Already the third most, right? Fourth most in this bowl's history. So Johnny Jefferson with a big half, 12 carries, 173 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Devin Chafin with a touchdown. Lynx Hawthorne with a touchdown. So the Bears 28 points in the first half. And even at that, a 28-17 lead. A little bit disappointing that you didn't get that field goal going in at halftime.
Yeah, and John, and the big thing, too, it really was, besides that, is that, North Carolina made 39 rushes in the first half. That's a lot of rushes to have to defense. And then there's also a couple thrown in those little toss sweeps, which are just like rushing plays. So Baylor ran 52 plays in the first half. North Carolina themselves, they ran 43. But it just seemed like North Carolina's defense was on the field a long time, even though it's only about 3 more minutes of playing time in the Baylor defense. So it'll be interesting to see how the tone will be set. North Carolina just scored, down 28-17. If they go and score a touchdown, now it's game on. If Baylor finds a way to stop them and they're able to get back on the field with that rushing game, that could really put them on the ropes. But it should be an exciting second half.
All right, which begins right now. Spencer Evans to kick it off from right to left. Bears will give the ball to North Carolina to begin the second half. Leading 28-17 are the Bears. Ball comes down at the 2-yard line. Hughes, center of the field. Now to the far side, up the hash, and down at the 25-yard line. Very nice open field tackle for Davion Hall. Davion gets his snaps at receiver, but I tell you what, he always makes the most of his opportunities on special teams as well. And right there made a very nice open field tackle. North Carolina will begin their first possession of the third quarter at the 25-yard line. A little bit of jawing going on between the teams at the end of that kickoff return. Special teamers finally come off to the near side, and here go the Tar Heels to the line of scrimmage, their own 25. Snap back to Marquise Williams in the shotgun. Pass far side is caught. Looked like it skipped in, but he's going to run it for a touchdown. 75-yard touchdown on the first play of the third quarter. A pass to Mac Hollins. Man, from here it looked like it skipped into him, but apparently not. So one play, 75 yards, a touchdown for North Carolina.
Yeah, I think Xavier just lost the ball. I mean, they had 2 receivers.
The ruling on the field was the runner stepped out of bounds at the 41-yard line. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Because he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a big mistake by his part. But, I mean, Xavier lost him because there was 2 receivers pretty close that both ran little hitch routes. And Xavier thought the ball was going to the inside receiver. And it was really close. They'll review this, but
it's really close.
Yeah,
too.
he lost the receiver on the outside, number 13, Mac Hollins, and he looks like he's sprinting for an apparent touchdown. But it looks like it's just out.
Wow, just stepped out of bounds. And on the review, that's going to be the call. So North Carolina from their own 41 wipe out that 75-yard touchdown. Man, that would have been a huge momentum boost for North Carolina. Next play here, 1-yard gain by quarterback Marquise Williams. Second down and 9 coming up for North Carolina from their own 42. Williams in the shotgun, brings a man in motion left to right, handoff to Hood. Hood running it upfield and spins around and down at about the 48-yard line. 7-yard gain on that play will leave North Carolina 3rd down and 3. Quick tempo to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down play. Pitch to Hood. Running left. Bears have him hemmed in. He stretches, and I think he might have got it. Boy, it was Avion Edwards again. We've called his name all night. He and Chance Waz were there, but Hood just stretched between those two and does have enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, it's that second effort. Just a little toss sweep to him, and it was one-on-one until Avion Edwards came between Chance Waz and Mr. Hood. But Elijah Hood, 6 foot 220, going against Chance Waz, 185 pounds, just couldn't hold him.
Here's Marquise Williams, fakes the handoff, pass up the middle, incomplete, but a flag is down. We're going to have an interference call coming here. Pass intended for Bug Howard up the center of the field. And some pretty obvious contact
Best
there.
interference. Defense number 4. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Bug Howard's a big guy, 6'5", 210. And just the Baylor defender there, I didn't catch that number, John.
It was Xavier Howard.
Xavier Howard just got caught on the backside of him and had too much contact.
So 1st down and 10 for North Carolina. They're at the Baylor 33-yard line. Their first possession of this third quarter. Baylor leading 28-17. Here's the sweep play to the right side, and Marquise Williams keeps it. He is spilled at the 28-yard line. Gain of 5 on the carry by the senior quarterback for North Carolina.
And now we're seeing North Carolina settling in, and now they've found a couple of They found a series of plays, a package that's working. That's running Marquise, and then giving the ball to Elijah, and then finding short, controlled passing game.
Here's a short pass, right sideline. Davis has it. Davis bumped out of bounds, but not before he's all the way to the 13-yard line. Quinshawn Davis with the catch. See why he's their leading receiver on the year. A 15-yard gain. North Carolina's in the red zone. They've reached the Baylor 13.
And Baylor has to make sure they get the receivers to the ground. They have nice-sized receivers. Matt Collins, 6'4", 210. Buck Howard, 6'5", 210. Nice-sized kids.
Williams pressured in the backfield. Now dumps it off to Morris. Morris to the 2-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds. Boy, Trayvon Blanchard was all over Marquise Williams. Just couldn't get him to the ground. He just stepped aside, sort of slung Trayvon Blanchard aside. And then a short pass on the right side to Romar Morris. Morris is all the way to the 2 where it's 1st and goal. Here's the first down play. Handoff to Logan. He is stopped short on that first down carry.
Well, I think what Baylor's figured out, it's Marquise Williams. They list him at 6'2", 225. But, I mean, he's a strong kid. I mean, when you hit him, you can tell he's a solid kid. He's a solid 225. And a lot of times you say, well, what do you mean by solid? 225 is 225. No, it's where you carry your weight. And you can tell he carries his weight in the middle of his body, and he has a good base. And when you hit him, you have to wrap him up.
Second down and goal from the 2. Williams keeps. He's into the end zone on the right side. Touchdown, Marquise Williams. Touchdown, North Carolina. So they punch it in on their first possession of the third quarter. They have now scored on back-to-back possessions spanning halftime. An extra point will close them within 4. It is right now 28-23, Baylor on top.
And now you got to see how important that end of the half was when they went down and scored. And then Baylor had the opportunity for points, but just didn't get it.
Nick Weiler, the kicker, is on. The extra point kick is good. So with 11:45 to play, third quarter, our new score, Baylor 28, North Carolina 24. Timeout on the field here in the 2015 Russell Athletic Bowl.
That first down, I think you'll continue to see the Baylor offense find a way to get those yards on the ground.
Yeah, North Carolina with a little momentum on their side. See if the Bears can get it back. They're going to get the ball for the first time in the second half as the Tar Heels kicking off from left to right. Kick bounces at the 14, taken on a hop by Platt at the 5. Has some good blocking. He's out to the 20. And out of bounds on the near sideline, just shy of the 25-yard line. So the Bears have the ball back beginning the second half. Very productive first half. Bears with 424 yards of offense in the first half. 8.2 yards per snap for the Bears in the first 30 minutes of this game. Primarily on the ground, 358 yards rushing for the Bears in the first half tonight. So let's see what the coaches have cooked up here for the second half against North Carolina. Beginning from their own 24-yard line are the Bears. Black helmets, green jerseys, gold numerals, black pants. North Carolina in all white with the Carolina blue numerals and lettering. Snap back to Chris Johnson. He'll give to Devin Chafin. Chafin trying to get to the outside on the far side of the field, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 29-yard line. 5-yard gain on the first down carry by Devin Chafin.
Well, Coach Gendel comes out in the traditional set. He brings Chris back in, has Devin Chafin, a tight end, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Runs a little traditional zone play.
Snap back to Johnson, swing pass. Chafin on the near side. He's out to about the 33-yard line. He'll be a yard short, third down and a yard coming up for the Bears.
Baylor 5 of 10 on third downs. That little swing play. Chafin does a great job of going ahead, picking up what he can pick it up, leaving a third down and really actually less than a yard.
Here's the third down play. Handoff to Chafin again. He's got the first down across the 35, actually out to the 38-yard line. So 5-yard gain on third and short. The Bears convert, move the chains, keep the drive alive. Their first possession here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Baylor's already exceeded the yards per game that this North Carolina defense gave up this year. It's 411 on the season. Baylor had that at halftime, and of course most of it on the ground.
Johnson play action pass near side. Jay Lee has the catch. Slips out of a tackle. He's to the 45-yard line of North Carolina. First catch tonight by Jay Lee. Catches, passes, receptions have been few and far between tonight. Jay Lee now limps off to the near side. It's 1st and 10 Bears at the North Carolina 44.
I think from Coach Kendall, if Chris stays consistent, you'll see him run traditional sets more.
Here's Johnson, takes the snap, hands it off. That is Johnny Jefferson, who had the big first half. A couple of yards to the 42 for Jefferson. Leaves the Bears 2nd down and 8.
When he comes back with the little wildcat, Chris moves to a slot to the left.
And it'll be Jefferson to take the snap. Runs right. Tripped up, running through that hole at the 38-yard line. 4-yard gain will leave the Bears 3rd down and 4.
Now Coach puts Chris back in, and Chris has been a little bit more accurate on his short throws, being a little bit staying in the pocket, surveying the field. That gives that passing threat the ability to help convert 3rd down.
Snap back to Johnson, looking to run it for himself. Is that not a horse collar? Wow, it sure looked like he was pulled down with a horse collar. There are no flags, and on the spot, it's enough for a 1st down to the 33-yard line.
That's really close to being a horse collar. Pulling down by the back of that jersey.
Quick tempo for the Bears. Johnson takes the snap, hands to Terrence Williams. Tough running. He's to the 27-yard line. So again, primarily on the ground, the Bears have driven it to the North Carolina 27. 6 yards on that carry by Terrence Williams.
You're starting to see North Carolina take chances and bring backers and stem and late. The deep ball will be there soon.
Hand off again to Terrence Williams. Tough running between the tackles. He's got a 1st down to the 18-yard line. Terrence Williams, the redshirt freshman from Ennis.
And John, they just don't have an answer. North Carolina, they got energy. They've had rest. But they just don't have an answer for the offensive line that Baylor's throwing at them with the plethora of running backs. They just don't have an answer. So, you're figuring that Coach Chiswick's going to bring that safety down, but he's hesitant to do so.
9 yards on that last carry. Here's a snap back. A lot of room running to the near side for Devin Chafin, and he's bumped out of bounds. Started the flow, a 7-yard gain, started the flow to the right side, and Chafin took the snap and ran to the near side, picked up 7 yards to the 11.
Well, they've run that little wide receiver pitch pass, or I call it fly sweep, and Chafin just fakes it to him. And when he fakes it, everybody's gone, and there was no one over outside the wide receiver blocking for him.
2nd down and 3 for the Bears. They've reached the North Carolina 11-yard line. Swing pass near side, caught by Chafin. Out of bounds just inside the 10. Depends on the spot, but it looks like it is a 1st down, and it is. So it's 1st and goal for the Bears from the 8-yard line. Baylor's first possession of this 3rd quarter, trying to cover up the touchdown the Tar Heels put on the board, their first possession here in the 2nd half. 1st and goal from the 8. Johnson steps up, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Trying to hit Jordan Furbacher, and it's intercepted at the goal line.
And that's the backside safety, John. Dominique Green. He's a free safety in from Sam Smiley. He's the backside. They ran a little zone read look, and Chris didn't see him. And he came from Chris's right when Chris is throwing to his left and just picks that pass off. First turnover of the afternoon.
First turnover tonight by the Bears. Dominique Green with his 2nd interception of the year. Here we go. North Carolina begins at their own 9-yard line following the interception. Turn, hand the ball off to Hood, running right. He is slowed up and stumbles out of bounds, but out to the 18-yard line. So pretty good 9-yard gain on 1st down by Elijah Hood, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'll tell you, still, North Carolina, it seems like they're just going down 260 yards of total offense. But those last 2 drives, they found things that work.
2nd down and 1. Man in motion to the far side. Swing pass that way. It is caught. That is Prohl with the catch. And a flag is down at the end of the play as Prohl is brought down out of bounds right at the 1st down marker. Got a Baylor player that is slow to get up and will wait on the flag as well.
They're going to call it on 13, which is Mac Hollins. Going against, I think that was Chance Waz.
Chance Waz, right. And he was the player that was slow to get up. So the officials are talking about it. It's a Big Ten crew working this Russell Athletic Bowl.
Personal foul, targeting, offense number 13.
Wow.
That ruling is under further review.
That could be a big call.
Yeah, he's Mac Hollins, 6'4", 210. He's a receiver that stepped out of bounds there on the prior drive, which would have resulted in a 1-play 75-yard touchdown instead of a 9-play 75-yard touchdown drive. And I'm assuming he took a hit high against Chance Walls, as Chance Walls was trying to come from his safety position to make a play on Mr. Austin Prohl. And we see it here. Oh, it's going to be close. That's going to be close, John. His break tendency so much because that gives you time to sit back and look and have statistics on, okay, we're running this play quite a bit. And John, look, here comes the call.
After further review, the ruling on the field of targeting stands.
Wow.
As a result, number 13 is disqualified. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal. Second down.
Well, it must have been something there, John, I didn't really see. And we didn't have the greatest angle, but Chance was coming and looked like he hit him on his shoulder. You know, it's on the side, but it looks like he's on the shoulder. But evidently, he did get above the shoulder. I wish they would show it again, but I mean, that's going to stand. And that's big because they lose one of the top receivers. He was having a good game. 28 catches coming into the year, 711 yards, 25.4 yards per catch, and 8 touchdowns.
2 catches for 34 on the night by Hollins, but he is finished with the targeting call, and he'll have to be escorted off to their locker room. So that's the call, and now North Carolina looking at 2nd and 10 from the 9-yard line. 2nd and 10 from there.
Number 13 has been disqualified.
Okay. I want to make sure he gets out of here, I guess. He said.
I thought I saw him running off.
Yeah, he's gone. He's in the tunnel when he re-announced it.
Okay. Don't need to pile on the guy there.
Exactly.
Here's the play. 2nd down and 10 from the 9 for the Bears, or for North Carolina. Marquise Williams gives the ball to Hood. He is stacked up. Bears finally, he's a load to tackle. They finally tackle him at the 12-yard line. So a 3-yard gain on the play by Elijah Hood of North Carolina. And it's 3rd down and 7 for the Tar Heels. The Bears could stop him here, force a punt, maybe get some good field position out of him.
9 of 11 on the afternoon. They've been very efficient because Marquise Williams has found a way to keep plays alive. And even if you don't have the fastest receivers, if you keep plays alive, that gives them time to get separation.
From the 12, here's the play. 3rd down, pressure on Williams. He's sacked back at the 6-yard line. Taylor Young in to get the sack of cornerback Marquise Williams and bring up 4th down for the Tar Heels.
Well, Taylor Young does a great job of beating his man inside. Really didn't bring a lot of pressure. I mean, you know, Taylor Young, he comes off the edge, that 4th rusher. He beats his man inside, and at that time, Marquise Williams couldn't get loose. And now they're going to be forced to punt. So that block by Mac Hollins comes up to haunt them quite a bit. Baylor should get great field position.
Here's Joe Mangili, the punter. Kicks it out of his own end zone. Fair catch called for and taken by Lynx Hawthorne on the plus side of the field. And now some pushing and shoving at the end of the play. There are flags thrown all over the field. Coaches on both sides trying to keep players back in their bench area. Now it's getting a little chippy out there. Bears do have the ball back, but we'll wait on the flag to see exactly where.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Receiving team, number 13. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down, Baylor. Timeout.
So back them up 15 yards. Bears do have the ball, but instead of at the North Carolina 47, they've got it at their own 39. Timeout on the field. Will step aside. 6:28 to play. 3rd quarter. It's Baylor 28, North Carolina 24 here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network. Big night going for Johnny Jefferson. Long way to go, but he's got 14 carries, 179 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His coaches. So that's what they've been, pouring into these guys' minds the last few weeks. Bears have the ball beginning at their own 39-yard line. It's Johnson at quarterback. Pass near side caught by Jay Lee. As a blocker, Feuerbacher in front of him. And Lee is pushed out of bounds after a 15-yard gain to the 40. See where they spot it, the 46 of North Carolina.
They picked up all the yards, I guess, on the one play. Got him back pretty quickly, but nice, easy throw for Chris. Jay Lee in the slot to the right. Gus Penning outside of him.
Johnson will hand the ball off. That is Terrence Williams. Williams stood up. Forward progress stopped at about the 43-yard line. So a 4-yard gain on that carry by Terrence Williams. 6 minutes and counting, 3rd quarter. Bears 28, Tar Heels 24. Bears led 28-17 at halftime.
I'm sorry, not pinning, but that was Furbacher who was outside of Jay Lee. Moved him out to a wide receiver spot to take the corner off of him. Jay Lee, nice little 5-yard hitch on that prior route.
Johnson remains in there at quarterback, takes the snap from Kyle Fuller. He's going to run it himself. Man, he runs right into a big defensive lineman and stopped right there. That is big Tyler Powell, sophomore from Midlothian, Virginia. And he was just stopped in his tracks there at the 41-yard line. So here's a big third down play for the Bears. 3rd down and 5 from the North Carolina 41.
Yeah, now what Chris has to do, it's 3rd down and 5. You don't have to force anything because coach is going to give you a chance to go for it. If you don't make it and you don't lose yardage.
Johnson looking to throw. He's pressured. Sidesteps a defender. Pass down the sideline, and there's a flag. That's going to be pass interference. Trying to hit K.D. Cannon. And he was jousting downfield with Des Lawrence, the junior from Charlotte.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's Lawrence, guilty of the foul. Baylor fans love it. North Carolina fans thought it should have been offensive pass interference.
Now, Des Lawrence just got himself, he got beat off the line of scrimmage. He was up pressed. That was one of the few times that North Carolina just went man, and K.D. Cannon actually got by him pretty quickly. And then once the ball was underthrown, because Chris Johnson had to avoid the rush, and he held the ball, he threw it short. I mean, Des Lawrence never got his head around, and he collided with K.D. Cannon as K.D. tried to come back. And K.D.'s asking him, come on up here, play some man. Get that safety out of there, but I don't think Chizik is going to allow that.
He's talking a little bit out there, isn't he? First down for the Bears on the penalty. 1st and 10 now at the 26 of North Carolina. Snap back to Johnson. Hands the ball to Chafin, running right. Slips one tackle, slips another, and he's finally out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Devin Chafin to the outside, does most of his damage between the tackles, and here's a flag at the end of the play. This one might be against Baylor. Chafin had run the ball to the 12-yard line and out of bounds there, and then a flag came in late.
Yeah, Katie said
after the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 9. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down. That is number 9's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is KD, I mean, you like his fireness, but on that, the play was over. He didn't do anything bonehead as far as physical, but then as he's walking away, he says something, and that drew the flag immediately from the judge, the side judge over there. So whatever he said, that ref did not like it.
Quan Jones is out there at a receiver spot, backs the Bears up to the 27-yard line. First down and 10 from there. Would have had it at the 12, right? Yeah. But back because of the 15-yard penalty to the 27. Snap back to Johnson, gives to Chafin. Nothing doing up the middle this time. Gets to the 25 and no further. A 2-yard gain by Devin Chafin. It's 2nd down and 8.
Well, now you're starting to see North Carolina bring those safeties down. Dominique Green, the safety on that, he introduced himself inside the line. So now once you start seeing the safety sneak down low, now you know you're going to have a chance for some seam routes, some one-on-one routes on the outside.
Knows the ball just inside the 25-yard line. That big offensive line has paved the way for a lot of yards tonight. Snap back to Chris Johnson. Quarterback draw up the middle. Johnson stopped at about the 21-yard line. So a 4-yard gain on that play. Big 3rd down play coming up. 3rd down and 4 for the Bears at the 20.5-yard line.
And Baylor's, that's a good play. I wish Chris would be a little bit more patient as those blocks develop, but he's 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 4, and that's an easy picking for the Baylor offense.
Snap back to Chafin. He's got a first down. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. He bulls his way to the 2-yard line. Bullish run by Devin Chafin. The Bears have 1st and goal at the North Carolina 2.
Well, Devin Chafin does a great job of bouncing that. That was supposed to be an inside run, but Devin bounces it outside when he sees all the defenders from North Carolina inside, gets the edge, and he picks up a block. K.D. Cannon back in the game. K.D. Cannon making a good block on Des Lawrence to make sure that Chafin can get that edge.
They spot it at the 3, so it's 1st and goal for the Bears from the 3. Handoff to Terrence Williams. He soars over the top of the pile. It's a touchdown. Terrence Williams into the end zone for the Bears. The ground game produces another touchdown, and Baylor goes up 34-24 on North Carolina.
I'm glad he made it because he didn't follow his blocker. I'll tell you, he had a blocker coming right to left. I want to say that was either Broxton or that was Hilliard. I think it was Hilliard coming right to left, and he just went the other way. Luckily for him, he reaches the ball across the line as his momentum is stopped, and he did a great job of pulling it back to make sure that it's not knocked out of his hand.
So Terrence Williams joins the touchdown parade tonight. Johnny Jefferson with 2, Chafin with 1, Hawthorne with 1, and now Terrence Williams with his first of the night. Here comes Chris Callahan on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Cole Edmiston. Jimmy Landis, the deep snapper. Everybody does their job. The kick is good, and with 3:07 to play in the third quarter, Bears go back up by 11. Our new score, Baylor 35, North Carolina 24, here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network. 8-play, 61-yard scoring drive by the Bears, 3:21 off the clock. Bears lead at 35-24 over North Carolina. Here's the kick by the Bears. Spencer Evans boots it away. Taken 8 yards deep by Logan. Matching the number 8 in Carolina blue on the black back of his white jersey. Scoring summaries brought to you by the Bruner Auto family. Full-line Jeep dealership convenient to North Texas and the DFW area. Proud sponsor of that great Jeep Grand Cherokee that I'm driving. Find your new Jeep at BrunerAutoFamily.com. Always talk about the sunroof, the weather we've had in Central Texas at least before this week. It's been great sunroof weather up until this week in Texas.
It really has. And I remember Christmas Day thinking something's wrong with this.
Something changed in a hurry.
Stayed like that.
Here we go from the 25 for North Carolina. Watch out. Hand off to Hood, and he's off to the races. Baylor has an angle on him. They're chasing. He's to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and down at the 7-yard line. Huge run. First play from scrimmage by Elijah Hood. And just like that, North Carolina has first and goal at the 7-yard line. 68-yard run by Hood.
That 68-yard run by Hood is just right up the gut, and I'm trying to see who missed the gap. That's a gap issue because if that's a little zone read, he gets up the gap and almost outruns the Baylor defense to the end zone, but sets him up wonderfully here. First and goal from about the 8.
First and goal from there. Snap back to Williams. Logan with the carry as Hood gets a breather. He's inside the 5 to about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line. 68-yard run, longest of the season by Elijah Hood. His previous long was only 44 yards. He averages 104 per game. Here's Logan again. He fumbled it into the end zone. Looks like Baylor's recovered. Hood was hit at the goal line. It popped into the end zone. And it sure looks like Baylor has recovered their second takeaway tonight from North Carolina.
That's Logan, John. They had took Hood out because he was tired after the long run. They put in number 8, T.J. Logan, the junior out of Greensboro, North Carolina, and he fumbles that ball into the end zone. It's clear that it was out, and Baylor recovers.
How about that? And Orion Stewart covers it for the Bears in the end zone. Second turnover by North Carolina. And J.J., how rare is that? They have had only one time this season that a North Carolina running back has lost a fumble.
Wow.
And this is the second time. All year they've only lost now 2 fumbles by running backs. And
Ruling
this
on
one,
the field as the ball was fumbled before it broke the plane of the goal line, recovered by the defense. As a result, the result of the play is a touchback. First and 10 on the 20-yard line.
It's really close, John. Avion Edwards is right there at the goal line. He meets him, and that ball pops out, and I'm sure they'll review this, and they'll see, but he had the ball tucked away well, but Avion
Ruling
Edwards
on the field, a fumble, touchback is confirmed. First down.
But Avion Edwards, who, John, I believe on that other play, probably missed his gap assignment on this play. He makes it, and that ball clearly is out before it gets across the line.
You know, there's a great shot on television from an overhead camera. And so they're lined up with the goal line. It clearly was out before he crossed the plane. So turnover North Carolina. And again, only their second lost fumble by a running back all season. This one goes the way of the Bears. Baylor will have it on the touchback out at the 20-yard line. Comes with 2:18 to play in the third quarter. Remember, this third period began with North Carolina marching it down the field to pull within 4 points of the Bears. But Baylor has answered, now leading by 11. They've turned the Tar Heels away again, and the Bears have the ball back.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, Baylor's defense really needed that turn, and after a few weeks of not really turning people over at the rate, they have 2 this afternoon.
+1 on the night. Here's the snap back, and running Jefferson to the right side, to the 30, to the 40. Look at Johnny Jefferson go to the 30, to the 20. Finally, no, they don't catch him. He takes it all the way. 80-yard touchdown run by Johnny Jefferson. Nobody could catch him all the way into the end zone for the Baylor score.
Well, I'm impressed there, Johnny Jefferson. They run that little fly sweep where they bring the inside slot. I think that was K.D. Cannon that time, right to left. He fakes the toss forward, and that opens up the backside, and he gets a block, and he splits the safety and the corner, getting a great block from Jay Lee on number 6. The defensive back, M.J. Stewart. M.J. Stewart almost tracks him down, but man, Johnny Jefferson, a special afternoon. 15 carries, 259 yards.
Wow.
3 scores with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Wow. And the speed to pull away from those defensive backs. Here's the try for the extra point. The kick is good by Callahan. Now with 2:04 to play in the third quarter, our new score. Baylor 42, North Carolina 24. 259 yards rushing on the night is a new Baylor school record. 250 by Jay Finley, the previous high back in 2010.
Wow.
259 yards on 15 carries by Jefferson as well.
Yeah.
And 3 touchdowns, and we've got the fourth quarter to play.
Yeah, and John, it's just great. And Rick, Johnny really showed a burst of speed, but just this North Carolina defense struggling to stop the run.
Well, he did, and I tell you that you can tell they pay attention to speed too, because K.D. Cannon had their attention. It was a great ball fake by Johnny Jefferson. Then at about the 10-yard line, the North Carolina defender tried to strip the ball. Instead of making the tackle, Johnny held on to it and went on into the end zone.
Yeah, good point, Rick. That was M.J. Stewart, the cornerback. And instead of diving at his legs or trying to, knock him out of bounds, he was going for the strip. And Jefferson was able to, kind of have him bounce off, not lose the ball, and run it in. 80-yard touchdown run by Jefferson. Here's the kick by Spencer Evans. Taken by Logan 5 yards deep, and he'll take a knee, and the Tar Heels on the touchback have it back at the 25-yard line.
Well, think about that unfortunate turn of events if you're a Carolina fan, but fortunate turn of events, John, if you're a Baylor fan. They get a 68-yard run.
Yeah.
Xavier makes the play to make the tackle. How important is that hustle play to make the tackle on Elijah Hood to keep him out, and then it's a fumble on the second play after that. Baylor recovers, and on the next play, Johnny Jefferson goes 80 yards. Instead of their cornerback making the tackle and making Baylor run another play, he misses the ball, and Baylor scores.
So here are the Tar Heels. They've got possession of the ball now at their 25. Marquise Williams going deep, left sideline. Ball is incomplete, underthrown a bit, and played well nicely over there by Xavier Howard. That was Bug Howard, the intended receiver for North Carolina. Clock stops with 1:59 to play in the third quarter.
Well, I think for Xavier Howard, it's like Groundhog Day. I think I've seen this play before, but Xavier Howard's kind of bored a little bit. I think the only guy that really scared him a little bit was Mr. Mac Hollins, because while Mac Hollins 6'4", 210, he runs well. And the rest of them, I don't think, make Xavier.
Watch out for Elijah Hood. Handoff left side. Dances his way out to the 35-yard line. He's got a first down. 10-yard carry there by Elijah Hood. Was out just a couple of plays, and in those 2 plays, Logan filled in, and Logan's the one who fumbled at the goal line.
Logan's back in now, John, but I was going to finish that thought. I think Xavier now, you can tell on that play, is just an easy play for him. But North Carolina is going to have a challenge getting by him.
Marquise Williams, short pass, right side is caught. Tackle made at the 46-yard line. 11-yard gain. Kendrick Singleton made the catch. Singleton from Florida, McClenny, Florida, 6'2" senior receiver.
Well, you're going to see now from North Carolina, they're going to open it up a little bit with 1:29 in the third quarter, down by basically 3 scores.
First down play, Marquise Williams hits Switzer on a crossing route. He's got it in Baylor territory at the 40. Chance Waz makes the tackle for the Bears. Marquise Williams is on the money with those passes. They've driven to the Baylor 40. The minute 18 and counting to play in the third quarter.
Well, the challenge now for the Baylor defense is now you have to mix it up against the senior quarterback. You just can't blitz him. You have to show him different things and get out of it, because now he's going to throw every down anyway, or get close to throwing just about every down.
Williams to Romar Morris running on the right side inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. A 13-yard gain by Romar Morris, a senior from Salisbury, North Carolina.
And it's interesting about the North Carolina offense. I mean, they run the fly sleeps, a lot of zone reads, run Marquise. It doesn't look like they have a lot of game breakers, and they just lost one.
Here's the play, a pass to the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Bug Howard on the receiving end for North Carolina. Threw it into the front left corner of the end zone. Pass was right on the money from Marquise Williams to Howard for the North Carolina score.
Yeah, and I say that. As soon as I say don't have game breakers, they go to Bug Howard for that deep touchdown. But on that, it's like I said, Xavier's kind of bored. And when you're bored a little bit, your technique slides a little bit. He was in great position there, but because the guys can't run by him, you know, he's not as focused, I think, on his technique. And it's not that he was in bad position there, but he had him well covered, but his great ball placement by Marquise Williams.
Extra point kick is good by Nick Weiler. In North Carolina, a crisp drive down the field, 6 plays, 75 yards. Minute 17 is all it took for the Tar Heels to get back in the end zone. Richard asks, Bears have something to prove in this game tonight.
Yes, we have something to prove to ourselves. We're not focused on like outside opinions or anything, but as a team and as a unit, we have something to prove to ourselves. These last few games, we feel like we've played good enough to win, and unfortunately, the game didn't fall in our favor, so we just have to band together. We know what we're capable of, so we just have to go out here and execute.
It's Trayvon Blanchard, the senior nickelback for the Bears. Kick by North Carolina sails out of the end zone, and out of the end zone, the Bears on the touchback will have it at the 25-yard line.
Well, now the Baylor offense, I mean, you've seen the formula. Johnny Jefferson coming out of the Wildcat. They've also now reintroduced Chris Johnson at that QB. Chris is going in now, and Chris has been a little bit more consistent. I think coach is going to be comfortable with him throwing those slot passes. We've seen North Carolina start moving the safety down in the box, and after Johnny Jefferson's last run, you can bet that safety will come down a little bit more, and there will be an opportunity up the hash, or up the middle on the outside, and Baylor has to take advantage.
47 seconds to play in the third quarter. Snap back to Johnson. He's going to hand it off. Here's Chafin. Chafin to the 30. Spun around and down at the 32-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain there, JJ. That is 542 yards rushing for the Bears as we near the end of the third quarter. That's a new school record for rushing yards in a game. Bears with 640 total yards of offense through 3 quarters. And still going. We're not there yet. Handoff. Again, and a 6-yard gain on that carry by Devin Chafin again. That may get us to the end of the third quarter. First down for the Bears. They've got it out to the 38-yard line, and they're going to let the final 12 seconds click off here in the third quarter. Through 3 quarters of the 2015 Russell Athletic Bowl, the Bears are rushing the ball like they've never done before. 542 yards rushing. 9.3 yards per carry for the Bears. It's a 42-31 lead for the Bears over North Carolina as we move to the fourth quarter here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network.
For North Carolina for 34, so giving up 84 yards of penalties there has kept North Carolina in the game this afternoon. 37.5 yard punt average for North Carolina. No punts for Baylor. It's been that efficient. And now, John, as Baylor comes back out for this first down and 10, they have an opportunity here to go over 600 yards of rushing on this drive.
Unbelievable. Well, previous school record was your game against SMU when you didn't throw past the entire game, tied by the Alamo Bowl victory over Washington 4 years ago tonight, December 29th, 2011. Switch ends, Bears traveling left to right. First play, Johnson hands to Terrence Williams. Williams across the 45 to the 46. That's an easy 9-yard gain by Terrence Williams on the first play of the fourth quarter.
And that short run right there, that leaves a second and short. You got Chris Johnson goes out to the slot receiver. They bring in, I believe that's Terrence Williams at the Wildcat quarterback spot.
It is Terrence Williams, takes the snap, runs it right side. stood up, moves the pile forward to the 50, and he's got a first down. I tell you, each one of these guys in their own way has been very effective. Terrence, certainly Johnny Jefferson, a school record rushing night already, and then Devin Chafin also, and Lynx Hawthorne when he's taking snaps.
Well, they all have different styles, and when you have that type of offensive line in front of you, Spencer Drango, Kyle Fuller, you got Mr. Broxton, and you have all those guys in front of you, it makes life easier to run the ball. Desmond Hilliard filling in.
Snap back to Chris Johnson. Pitch in traffic right in the middle. Boy, that was dangerous. But a gain of 5 yards to Terrence Williams. That was sort of a forward pitch there. And, yeah, shuffle pass and a 5-yard gain to the 45 for Terrence Williams.
As read well by the inside linebacker, number 15.
Look at this play where Blake Muir splits out wide to the left side.
Wow.
With 3 other receivers. Pass is caught. Short pass. And that is caught by the tight end. That is Gus Penning with the catch to the right side. So maybe that was a distraction to split Blake Muir out with 3 other receivers to the left side, then a dart to the right side, and a first down for the Bears.
Yeah, it's a way to get Gus Penning, try to get him uncovered. North Carolina did a great job of recognizing it.
Here's Chris Johnson looking to throw, now takes off, tackled at the 35-yard line. 2-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 8. Let's check in with Ricky.
He was trying to get that ball to Terrence Williams out of the backfield. He was covered up by the linebacker, so he ran. That was a good decision not to throw that football.
It's good. Chris Johnson just, smarter and smarter every play. Remember, he hadn't had that many snaps really at quarterback for the Bears.
He really hadn't, John, and that's the thing. And he's learning on the fly during this season, which makes it tough, but just protect the ball is another thing Coach Kendall Bryce has preached to him.
2nd down and 8 from the 35. Handoff to Chafin. Cuts upfield. He's to the 30. 4-yard gain by Chafin. Unbelievable rushing yardage by the Bears in this game tonight. Record-setting numbers.
Yeah, it's been an amazing afternoon, and Baylor's winning the time of possession.
Handoff to Chafin. He runs it up the middle. He is close to the first down marker. May depend on the spot. Needed to reach the 27, and he did. That's a first down for the Bears. So move the chains. Another first down on the ground. And the Bears have reached the North Carolina 27.
Yeah, 9 of 14, John. I mean, on 3rd down and 25 minutes, going on 25 minutes of possession time compared to North Carolina's 20. Baylor's just found a way to mix up this offense. And even though there's only 16 passes, well, there have been 18 passes down in the afternoon, they found a way to keep North Carolina off balance.
Here's Johnny Jefferson in the Wildcat. He'll take the snap. Waits for his blockers. Runs it off the left side. Gets to about the 20-yard line, just outside the 20. Nice, easy 7-yard carry. It's going to hurt his average, JJ. Before that carry, 17.3 yards per carry on the night for Johnny Jefferson.
Yeah, Johnny's just patient on that. Durango came around and actually went through the hole. Really didn't have anybody to block. North Carolina wants no part of having to deal with the offensive lineman, then having to get off the block and make the tackle. They're worn out.
Jefferson again in the Wildcat. 2nd down and 3. Runs it off the left side again. Looks like he's got a first down to about the 16-yard line. So the Bears content to keep moving the chains, keep it on the ground, throw a few passes in to keep them honest. And they are driving again, trying to increase their lead, which right now is 42-31 over the Tar Heels.
Well, John, that's the 66 running play.
Wow.
And when you've defended 66 rushing plays, I don't care what anybody says. That's a long afternoon, and you look up at the clock and you got 11 minutes to go. You're trying to find some oxygen on a nice. It's not hot, but it's kind of just a regular muggy Orlando afternoon, and you're having to deal with these big linemen.
Lynx Hawthorne steps in, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Hawthorne keeps to the 10, to the 5, and he tries to back his way in, but he's down at the 1-yard line. Lynx Hawthorne, again, a change-up to those bruising backs who are taking the snap in the Wildcat. He more is a darter, and he darted outside and nearly darted into the end zone.
And I think that's part of what I say changing up, keeping them off balance, because if you put different guys back there, it's a different look. And then all of a sudden they'll throw it every once in a while. That makes a big difference.
Terrence Williams in the Wildcat from the 1. Hit at the goal line and pushes forward and in. He's in, standing up. Terrence Williams, the touchdown for the Bears. Baylor goes up 48-31 on North Carolina.
Well, who says you have to throw the ball to score 50? If you ever watched 90s football and you watched Nebraska, they threw it about 7, 8, 9 times a game, and they scored 50, 60 a game. But on that, Terrence Williams, although he's an immediate type back, as soon as he gets it, he goes. He doesn't read anything. He's hard to bring down. Terrence Williams, a nice-sized kid at 6'2", 215. Just a tough get to bring him down to the ground.
Here's the Bears try for extra point. Good snap, good hold. Chris Callahan puts it on the board with 10:24 to play in the fourth quarter. Bears increase their lead on North Carolina. It's now Baylor 49, North Carolina 31. We'll be right back on the Baylor IMG Sports Network. I think he thinks, and we agree, have helped him tonight, not overlooking an opponent, number one, and not letting up, even though you have a big lead. So good point, Matt. And the Bears will try to take that to heart, leading 49-31. Kick is away by Evans, taken 5 yards deep. And Hughes will take a knee after he bluffs running it out. And North Carolina has the ball back, but they're down by 18 to the Bears with 10:24 to play here in the fourth quarter.
And John, so far, Baylor has 4 stops. We need one more. 4 stops. Have 2 turnovers, had an interception, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovered. Made a punt twice. So far, it's 4 stops on the afternoon, and 5 is the magic number. You get the 5th stop, that probably gets this game close to being done for you.
Here are the Tar Heels beginning at their own 25-yard line. 10:24 to play, fourth quarter. Baylor leads at 49-31. Marquise Williams hit as he throws. Pass deflected away off the hands of Davis. Nearly caught by a Baylor player on the ricochet. Taylor Young was close to it. Marquise Williams not hit hard on that play, but he did hit the dirt. And it will be second down and 10 from the 25.
Well, he's looking out to his right, trying to go to a slant to Quinshot Davis. And Baylor has a lot of traffic over there. Just didn't look like a clean play. So I think he did the safe thing and throw it low to keep the ball safe, and still almost was picked off the ricochet.
Tar Heels run a little play clock here. Snap back to Marquise Williams. He's going to keep it after faking the handoff. Runs it right side. Gang tackled by the Bears. 4-yard gain out to the 29. That is Avion Edwards, Ryan Stewart, Trayvon Blanchard combining on that tackle. That leaves North Carolina 3rd down and 6 from their own 29.
Well, North Carolina been very efficient on 3rd down. 9 of 12 on the afternoon. So 3rd downs have not been their problem.
See what they can do here on 3rd down and 6. Snap back to Williams. Pressure's coming. Pass is caught at the 30-yard line. It's not going to be enough. Davis with the catch, but for only 1 yard. Tackled immediately after making the catch by who made that tackle? Ryan Reed for the Bears. So a 3-and-out for North Carolina, and the Baylor fans love it here in Orlando.
Yeah, it's a bad spot. Coach Larry Fedora is trying to, I know he wants to go for it, but it's 4th and about 4. They may see if they can get him to jump, but he's on his own 30-yard line. Risky spot to go for it. If you miss it, the game would be over.
Is this the 3rd punt tonight by North Carolina?
Yes, just the 3rd one.
3rd tonight. He had only 21 through 13 games coming in. Punt is away. Lynx Hawthorne takes it cleanly on the fair catch at the 21-yard line. And the Bears with America's top offense doing it on the ground. The heavies up front doing the work tonight. The running backs using their blockers. Baylor leads at 49-31 over North Carolina with 9:03 to play here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network.
Well, now you have the Baylor offense, John. Johnny Jefferson, as you mentioned earlier, I mean, it's 17 carries, 269 yards. But you can, Devin Chafin's not, I mean, he's way behind him, but Devin Chafin's 24 carries, 153 yards, and Terrence Williams is not far from 100. And Terrence Williams has 82 yards.
Are you thinking 4 guys over 100 in the game? It could happen.
Well, I think you should get 3. If Terrence gets some more time, he only needs 18 yards. Lynx is quite a bit of ways away from it, but you know, a productive day, man. Turning this game over to that veteran offensive line, and those running backs.
Can't sell short that offensive line. They have paved the way to a record set. Here come the Bears from their 21. Chris Johnson will hand it off. More room right up the middle, and it's Johnny Jefferson again. How about 11 yards on the first down carry by Johnny Jefferson?
He's going to need an IV after the game. I mean, but he got through the line, and he probably didn't get touched until he got about 5 yards in line. And Johnny seems to always fall forward. He has a nice little hop. But, the great thing about having depth and competition, coaches develop the program to the point to where, a guy like Shock, highly productive junior, will be a senior next year. I mean, he's going to have to really compete against this stable of backs to make sure he continues to get time. So competition at every level.
From the 32, Johnson will hand it off again. Johnny Jefferson, we're just told now, or Baylor has set the record for most net rushing yards in any bowl ever. 608 and counting for the Bears. We've still got 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this one. The previous record was, you mentioned it earlier, Nebraska against Florida in the Fiesta Bowl in '96, 524 yards, the previous record. Baylor's got 608 and counting here with a pretty good amount of time, just under 8 minutes to play.
I guess that doesn't surprise me. If you think back to the Nebraska days, they weren't in a hurry. Baylor still, we're not in a hurry today, but, we're running more plays at a little bit quicker pace than Nebraska did. And you have a veteran offensive line.
Here's Johnny Jefferson, gets the carry again. He's across the 40, near the first down marker, maybe just short. 4-yard gain will leave the Bears 3rd and a yard from the 41, their own 41. Bears content to run some clock now here in the 4th quarter.
Well, and Coach Kendall's going to have to talk to his receiving recruits, his wide receiver recruits, say, hey, look here.
Not scare them away.
Yeah, we just kind of had a situation,
That's easy to do.
Exactly.
They say, here, let me introduce you to Seth Russell. Let me introduce you to Jarrett Stidham,
There you go.
Stations give you a chance to identify yourselves following this play. 3rd down and 1 play for the Bears from their own 41. 7 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Chris Johnson at quarterback. He'll give to Devin Chafin, pops to the outside and tumbled down at the 42. Looks like a first down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network.
This is a presentation of IMG. IMG, America's home for college sports.
Well, we've been where North Carolina is, where they didn't win their whole conference, but they won the Coastal, lost the championship game, 11 and I guess they're 11-2 on the season, and go to a bowl game. And right now it looks like if things stay the way they are, Baylor will come out of a win. But they have a solid program. You can see what Coach Fedora is building. But if you ask me, you just look at Baylor. A few breaks as Chafin picks up about another 6.5 yards there on that carry from Chris Johnson. If you just look at what Coach Browse has built, I mean, he's taken this program a little bit, I think, the direction Coach Fedora is trying to take North Carolina. And today, without his his 2 top quarterbacks, his top receiver, his top runner, I mean, these guys know offense. And if I was a kid and I was in high school and I wanted to play with a coach that knows offense, I would come to Baylor. I mean, it wouldn't be a question. They don't struggle to find a way to get yards. I've seen schools struggle. These guys don't struggle. We've always gotten yards.
It's America's top offense with some subs filling in.
Yeah.
Next man up has really come to play tonight for the Bears. Handoff again. This is Terrence Williams. He's to the North Carolina 45. We've got a lot of time to talk between plays because the Bears are not in their high-tempo offense we normally see. That's another first down for the Bears at the North Carolina 45 with 5:20 to play.
Well, then you're going to get Terrence. I mean, Devin Chafin 160 yards now, Johnny Jefferson 289. And with that carry, Terrence Williams will be really close. He was at 82 before that carry. So once this refreshes, Baylor is pushing that's 89 yards, 11 more yards. He'll be over 100 now. 3 guys over 100.
Wow. So 1st and 10 Bears at the North Carolina 45. Under 5 minutes to play. 4th quarter, Bears lead at 49-31. Straight handoff again off the right side. Terrence Williams wrapped up this time. Short 3-yard gain.
And what I was saying before, John, what I like too about the direction of the program and where it's been is you have competition at all levels. Think about it. Think about Shock Linwood, all-conference player, what he has to compete against next year. I mean, he, Shock's the guy, but You know, you got to compete. Think about Seth and Jared and, you know, and the freshman. I mean, those guys have to compete at every level, and that keeps you sharp. I'm telling you, when you know that guy behind you can play, number one, you don't want to miss a game, and number two, you want to play well.
No question. Competition makes everybody better.
Exactly.
Chris Johnson will hand it off to Terrence Williams. Williams inside the 40, 3 yards there.
30-second charge, timeout. North Carolina, they're first.
Well, they're just gassed. Ricky, that North Carolina defense is just gassed, aren't they?
Well, they are, and actually they were gassed in the first half.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal. They have run straight at them all night. They haven't been able to stop it, and they've just gotten tighter and tighter and
Full
tighter.
media timeout.
Going back to pregame in our discussions about our key players or who we're going to look at, I'd mentioned the offensive line. I think they've done everything and more that was expected of them to win this football game.
Yeah, very good point. Let's give those guys a great deal of credit for this performance tonight. Timeout, 4:06 to play. Bears lead North Carolina 49-31 here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network. Here we go back to play following the called North Carolina timeout. They're sitting at 748 yards of offense tonight. 637 on the ground, 111 through the air. That's 8 yards per play tonight overall. 8.4 yards per rush. Third down play, 3rd down and 3 for the Bears. And it looks like North Carolina has stopped the Bears short of the first down markers. 3rd down and 3. Carry by Terrence Williams. He didn't get to the 35-yard line, which is where he needed for a first down. So it's 4th down for the Bears. What do you do here? You're not going to punt. You're not going to kick a field goal. I guess you just run it again.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to try to get the first down, because if you get the first down, the game, for all intents and purposes, is over. So it looks like Coach will run the clock down. It's at 12 and counting. May call a timeout here. Looks like what they will do is call a timeout, decide if they want to punt it away, which I doubt he'll do. He's at the 37-yard line, on what play they want to run.
Tough call on that spot
Baylor.
on the field.
Their first time out of the half.
In a year, 4 different times, including this season. And a lot of folks thought North Carolina might roll through Baylor in this game tonight. But, man, credit to our coaching staff for coming up with this game plan tonight. Credit to the offensive line for paving the way, the running backs for doing their job. And that next man up mentality has proven to be the winning formula for the Bears tonight against North Carolina.
Yeah, and John, and really, I mean, North Carolina just hadn't had an answer. I mean, you can talk about a lot of different things, but the answer up front was the issue.
Here's the play, 4th down play for the Bears. Devin Chafin with the carry. It's 4th down and 3, and he did not get it. He stopped short of the 35-yard line. So again, Baylor in a quandary there. What do you do? 4th down and 3, up big, 49-31. They try to run for it. They didn't get it. So the ball goes over on downs to North Carolina at their own 36 with now 3 minutes, 17 seconds remaining.
Let's see, Coach rolls. He gets Terrell Burt, a senior, been very valuable, a key member to the Big 12 championship team the last couple of years. He gets out there at safety. I think it's Talon Sales, I believe, out there.
Here's Marquise Williams still firing, fires it off to the right side. It is caught by Quinshaw Davis. Davis has been his main target in the game tonight. This one for 19 yards to the Baylor 45. North Carolina hustles to the line of scrimmage, 3:11 to play.
They'll keep firing.
Marquise Williams pressured, chased by Oakman. Pass to the right side, looks like it's caught. It is by Elijah Hood. Sliding down to the ground, he makes the catch at the 42. Gain of only 3 yards there.
Interesting thing, Baylor's only punted once today. Turned it over on downs on the first drive.
Wow, that's right.
And that last drive.
And 1 punt tonight. Here's Marquise Williams, takes off with a run. Zigzags past a Baylor defender. Now looking for the sideline here on the near side. Pulled down as he gets to the sideline by Terrell Burt, but a 12-yard gain to the 30 on the legs of Marquise Williams.
And he's a pretty swift guy. I mean, he's not a small kid, but once he gets going, man, you can tell he can pick him up and put him down pretty quickly.
First down and 10 for North Carolina at the Baylor 30. Here's Williams passing left side. It is caught. He slowed up, waited for the ball to arrive, and he made the catch. Damian Washington with the catch at the 13-yard line. So here's North Carolina knocking on the door. It's closer to the 12. I'm sorry, it's the 7-yard line. So it's inside the 10. It's first and goal from the 7. Marquise Williams to the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Singleton with the catch. Kendrick Singleton. His second touchdown catch of the season. North Carolina marches crisply down the field after the Bears fail to convert on 4th down and 3. They punch it in. It's 49-37. Baylor on top with 2:20 remaining.
Well, you got onside kick coming, and we've seen this team. If you saw the ACC championship game, they made a run at Clemson and got it to the point to where they recovered an onside kick. That extra point is good to close the gap to 49-38. John, they got it to 45-37 or something like that, and actually recovered the onside kick. But there was an offsides call where, if you look at the replay and the ESPN, you're like, where was the onside?
Right,
offsides
exactly.
Call? Yeah.
Very questionable offsides call there. Well, that drive by North Carolina, 5 plays, 64 yards, only 57 seconds off the clock. So just what they wanted. It's now 49-38. Bears lead by 11, but there's only 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. North Carolina's not been able to stop Baylor much this evening. Bears will have the ball back following the North Carolina kickoff, and as JJ said, we expect to see an onside kick.
Well, you have to get this onside kick, because if you don't, they've shown they can go down quickly. Let's put it that way. So you have to get the onside kick, and if I recall correctly, they lined up last time with 2 kicker look. I think I saw part of that Clemson game, and they're doing that right now. So yeah, you have to really balance your guys out based on what they have. They have 4 to the right of the kicker and another 5 to the left of the kicker, and you have 2 kickers in the middle. The sets are outside the hashes, so you have to split your guys quite evenly. And I think Baylor's a little bit off balance here. We should have more guys on this side.
Yeah.
And you got to keep somebody in the middle just to make sure the kickers don't squib it. The quick kickers don't squib it and they go get it. And you got to keep somebody back to make sure that if they pooch kick it, they don't outrun you to it.
That's Johnny Jefferson, the guy back, and he's standing at the 30. Links Hawthorne right in the center of the field. There are 2 kickers out there, as JJ described. Here we go. Kicker bounces it. It is over the head and batted out of bounds. Xavier Howard, was it, or is it Jay Lee? It's number 4. Is there, and it bounced over his head, but he had the presence of mind to sort of bat the ball out of bounds before North Carolina could get to it. It's Jay Lee. It's a smart play there. So it's going to be Baylor's ball as they Tarheels failed to recover the onside kick, and the clock
was batted backwards out of bounds by the receiving team. The ball be put in play, 1st and 10 from that spot.
Clock was still counting there. I'm not sure the officials noticed that, but the clock was running that whole time. So it's down to 1:53 now.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
Hey, it really was. It really was. It was 2:20, wasn't it?
Yeah, is it 2:24 or something? 2:15.
Now they're fixing it. They're going to add the time back.
Yeah. Well, the issue with the onside kick was Baylor didn't count right, because they had 5 to the left, the kicker's left, and 4 to the kicker's right, 2 in the middle. Baylor had only put 4 to the kicker's left.
Numbers.
And they were trying to call the guy over, but the guy they called stayed in the middle. So they actually had numbers. So it was a very heads-up play by Jay Lee to just try to get that ball out of bounds.
Bears have it at their own 43-yard line. Links Hawthorne will take the snap. Ball protection is key here. Runs it off to the right side and is tackled. And North Carolina will use its final
North Carolina,
timeout.
their second.
Tar Heels will use their final timeout right here.
Coach needs to get Terrence Williams in the game.
42 must leave the game for 1 play. His helmet came off through play.
Trying to get him over 100.
He's at 97. He's at 97. Of course they don't know it, but he's at 97.
He's at 97. Devin Chafin, 161.
42 can come back in play. They called a timeout and brought him back in with the timeout.
Johnny Jefferson, a Baylor school record, 289 yards rushing in the game tonight. 3 touchdowns, a long of 80 yards, a real beauty. 80-yard touchdown run, broke through, had a lot of guys chasing him, and they just could not catch Johnny Jefferson. 14.4 yard per carry average for Johnny Jefferson.
And he's back out there right now. And he's been out for a while. They bring Chris Johnson back in there, the quarterback.
Looks like Jefferson's going to take the snap. Nope, Chris Johnson is out there. Chris will take the snap. He'll hand it to Johnny Jefferson. Jefferson pushes forward to about the 48-yard line.
Third and final timeout, North Carolina, 30 seconds.
That's their final timeout. They can't stop the clock again. 2:02 remaining. Bears 49, Tar Heels 38.
Please adjust the game clock to 2:05.
And the good thing about this too, John, is what you do is you put Johnny in a couple plays. If you remember the Texas game, he fumbles. A lot of times sports is psychological. So he fumbles.
2:05 on the game clock, please.
When Baylor's trying to come back and try to find a way to get a win. And now to close out the game, he hasn't run. You put him in at the end of the game, and he has to protect the ball. That's just that's the job. The 2-minute offense, you just protect the ball. And put him in for a couple of plays. Make sure he knows that he can do it in game action, not in practice, but in game action. But I still think they need to get Terrence Williams in the game. I'm gonna vote for Terrence. Ricky, tell him to put Terrence in the game.
Needs 3 yards to get to 100.
He needs 3 yards for 100.
Well, Johnny Jefferson, if we have a chance, we'll play this bite, but he has been motivated by that fumble. Felt like he cost the Bears that game against Texas, and it's been a motivating factor for him every day at practice and coming into this game tonight. Look how he has responded. Chris Johnson will take the snap in the shotgun. He'll give it to Johnny Jefferson again. He's across midfield to the 48-yard line, be about a yard short of the first down marker. So 4th down and 1 for the Bears. They have it at the North Carolina 48. Tar Heels cannot stop the clock again. 1:48, 1:47, 1:46 to play, and Baylor up 49-38. Bears go right to the line of scrimmage. Going to go ahead and snap it, give the ball to Johnny Jefferson, and it looks like he's got the first down. And that's going to put the nail in the coffin right there, the first down run by Johnny Jefferson. What a bounce back by Johnny after that game against Texas. And now this game tonight, a school record rushing night. We'll wait till the stats update, but he's closing in on 300 yards rushing in this game. 1st and 10 Bears at the North Carolina 48, 1:10 to play.
Well, it's funny, Jay Lee, he gets tapped out of the game. He wants to come out, his last game. Jay Lee, one of the veterans here, he wants to go get the Gatorade bucket and dump it on Coach.
Keep an eye on that, will you?
Yeah,
and there they go. They get Coach Briles. As the snap to Chris Johnson, he takes a knee, and Coach Briles gets a Gatorade bath on the Baylor sideline.
And Jay Lee's in on that.
And they're getting Coach Bennett also. That's great. What a plan by these coaches to devise a plan with all the injuries, all the guys not available tonight. Come back and win this game in decisive fashion over North Carolina. Snap to Chris Johnson. He will take a knee. Final seconds will click off, and the Bears have a 10-win season. Next man up philosophy works for the Baylor Bears tonight in record-setting fashion. Over 750 yards of offense. And the Bears win the 2015 Russell Athletic Bowl in Orlando. Final score, Baylor 49, North Carolina 38. Quite a scene down there on the field. It was not very dramatic at the end. The Bears had this one wrapped up for a while. But nice to get to the finish line, and the Bears on top. Snaps a 2-game bowl losing streak for the Bears, and Baylor gets to 10-3 on the season. North Carolina will finish 11-3. Final score, Baylor 49, North Carolina 38. Stay with us. Plenty to come on the First Central Credit Union postgame show, including the trophy presentation on the field. Bears win it over the Tar Heels 49-38. We'll be right back here on the Baylor IMG Sports Network.